South Carolina. The place where my dreams began is an honor I can hardly put into words.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz on West.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
Spurs went back to action last night and fell to the Memphis Grizzlies 128-109. Wemby led the way with 25. G.G. Jackson paced the Grizzlies with 27. In the NFL, reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett is requesting a trade from Cleveland. And 2021 Offensive Player of the Year Triple Crown winner and Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp has requested a trade from the Rams. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob with you on a Tuesday.
We made it.
Tuesday. Womp, womp, womp. Meow.
We're only 2 days away from the rodeo. 4 days away from, 5 days away from the Super Bowl.
And look at Rob. Rob knows it's rodeo season. You know why?
Oh, yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Rob's wearing cowboy boots, baby.
Got my boots on. Look at that.
Yeah, Bubba.
Yeah.
Oh, you
the season.
already stepped in.
You already stepped in something.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Did I really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
These are real boots. All right, we baptized them.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Did I really?
Yeah.
What the hell I stepped in?
Poop. Womp womp.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
It's
Walking
possible.
to my
But
car.
You never
I guess
know, man. You never
I was
know.
like,
Or
but
maybe
hope this
gum.
didn't happen in the house.
Maybe gum. I don't know. But Rob's got his brand new boots on.
They're ropers.
Yeah.
They're ropers.
Now Rob's not used to boot
I'm not a
life.
boot walker. I'm not. I haven't worn. I have. This is my fourth pair of boots in my life, and I have a
Really?
relatively new pair. That
But
I was
you've never
given.
had a pair that you wore regularly.
Never not since my dingoes.
Like I throw
Back in the 80s.
Just depending
my
on the
Red
day,
Wings.
I might just throw on some boots.
Are Red Wings considered cowboy boots? No.
I don't know.
They're
I don't
work
think
boots.
so. Yeah, those were. Yeah.
And back in the day, I still have them actually, but back in the 90s.
You're a shoe hoarder. Why do you still have shoes you had in the 90s?
Well, like Red Wings, they're steel toe. I still wear them periodically.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing steel toe things. I've had them
You're
resold.
building chicken coops or whatever.
That kind of thing. And I've had them resold. They've been taken care of, but the boots themselves probably 30 years old.
That's wild.
I know. But I'm not a regular boot guy. I walk like I wear tennis shoes. So the adjustment, I feel like
It's different. It takes some getting used to.
I feel like I'm like a stork walking. I don't feel like I'm walking correctly.
But now you're ready for rodeo season.
I'm just getting ready for my two-stepping.
I love it.
You know?
I love it. And plus, that's I think that's puro San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not,
I mean,
you got to kind of commit to it, though.
you do.
You know, like.
I mean, I don't commit. I wear boots sometimes. Sometimes I wear tennis shoes.
I will basically from. Let me preface this by, I spent a long time in the corporate world. I wore a lot of ties, a lot of suits in my life, and I decided a long time ago I'm going to do everything I can never to have to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So once it starts warming up, I'm in
until
shorts.
Our new boss came around.
Yeah, and then I started sitting in front of a camera. That was an unintended consequence of modern technology. But once the season begins, I'm going to be in shorts. So the boots are going to get kind of tucked away. I'm just not.
Well, you don't have a loser tattoo on your calf, so you can.
No, I don't. But you know what? I think you're just going to have to adopt these 70s tube socks. Pull those right up to the knee.
Yeah, you can wear shorts whenever you want.
Yeah, you paint yourself into a corner when you get one of those on your leg, don't you?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. At least it looks good. You have to really zero in on it to realize what exactly. Oh, this guy's just saying he's a loser. I thought that was cool. Just an idiot.
But it is it's an adjustment. But it's something I'm telling you. If you wore those every day for 2 weeks, you'd feel like you would.
I will say this: my wife appreciates them.
Oh yeah.
If I could just wear these,
she digs it.
She digs it. She
Yeah,
does.
Bubba.
Yeah. It's been a minute since my wife was like, hey.
Well,
like, all right.
I don't want to brag, but the flight attendant on the way out to Vegas was very, very interested in my
Let's
boots.
see. Boot chasers.
And
all of them.
And he wanted to know where I got them. And
how high do those boots go,
those are so nice.
Those as soft as I think
those
they
are
are.
so nice, sir.
Do you have a
But he didn't have me.
stiff
He
shaft?
didn't have me. I said, no, friend.
No?
My wife lives here in Las Vegas. I can't be gallivanting around with you.
Did you go Texas?
Well, the old man who was cleaning did my boot shine at the airport. I got my boots shined when we left Vegas.
Which is the reason I'm wearing these boots today, because they look so good after you'd gotten them shined. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to go pull my new ones out.
The man the man doing the boot shine was like from you could tell he was he was African, and he's just making small talk. He's like, "Are you going home or are you staying here?" I'm like, "Oh, I sort of both." I said, "I live in Texas now," and he's like, "Where at in Texas?" I said, "San Antonio," and he said, "Did you get these boots in Texas?" These are Texas boots.
Texas boots.
And I was like,
yes.
Yeah, they are Texas boots. So,
well, and they are.
And I'm telling you, people will appreciate them.
Well,
especially
this here, it's kind of like when in Rome. It's
I know,
like driving a pickup.
But when you're somewhere else, people are going to go, "Ooh, look at that tall guy in the boots. You're looking handsome."
A long time ago, I endeavored to have that look.
Yeah,
I did. A long time ago. Tell this story a lot. I was in a meeting with Red McCombs when I was about 25, and he was such a striking figure at the time. For about 10 years, during most of the 90s, I'd adopted the power suit with the cowboy boot look, just because of Red McCombs. And the black cherry boots were part of the attire. Well, I didn't have the black cherry, but that's what I wanted to aspire to.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you get those?
I had I got a pair of black ostrich that weren't Lucchese, but they were something else. I couldn't afford Lucchese's back then, so I got the best I could afford, and they were good, but they just weren't Lucchese. And I didn't go with a black cherry; I went with black. Okay.
You said I want to differentiate from Red. Well, because
no,
his name was Red.
Oh yeah.
So he was able to pull it off.
Yeah, he was an impressive man.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what, Rob. You're an impressive man today in those boots.
There you go. That's
You're
the
an
idea.
impressive man.
I'm going to go down the rodeo. I might buy a goat or two.
I think you should.
I'm a goat roper.
I think you should. And let one of those goats walk around on your property.
Get 10 of them. I can get an exemption.
Don't you already get that for the chickens?
No, we should. Man, the thing about the ag exemption, everybody who knows or has known anybody who's aspired to it, is if at any point the revenuers show up and you don't have the 10 goats you've been claiming, you have to pay back taxes all the way to the very first time you claimed it.
Damn.
So I don't want to have to keep up with that. Although my neighbor keeps bees.
Well, you know what you've got.
You can get an exemption with bees.
You know what you've got.
What's that?
You've got a gate on your property.
I do have a gate. I have 3 gates.
So how would they ever know unless...
Who's they?
The inspectors.
They don't say no. When they show up, they're coming onto the property.
And you just say, nobody's home. How would they know? I'm just telling you,
this is not a server.
Workaround.
This is not a guy serving you for a bad credit card deal. These dudes don't take no for an answer. When they show up, they're going to get a count.
Okay.
I've never known anybody had to deal with it, but the law seems severe enough. I don't want to test.
I don't
want to test it. And those little goats are cool, but they'll eat everything. I mean, they'll scalp your land.
Oh yeah.
Which I guess is all right.
Well, and
they're good eating too.
Are they coyote proof?
No. I'm pretty sure we've had a mountain lion next to us over the last year because of those little goats, and they lost 1 or 2. We have a recording of what the mountain lion. We're pretty sure it was that they got.
But a coyote they'll kill those goats.
Oh, they're these are these little
pygmy goats,
something like that. They're only about 1.5 feet tall.
Because, like a donkey,
well, they had a donkey for a long time.
And then if you have a donkey stuffed up for what? I don't understand that. Why don't,
because donkeys are mean as.
Well, I mean, so are mountain lions.
Yeah, a mountain lion will take a hoof to the face. The mountain lion will steer clear of a donkey.
That's wild to me, isn't it?
Yeah. Donkeys in Great Pyrenees pretty much take care of a mountain
And
lion.
you have
We have a Great Pyrenees, but she's crazy.
Well, that's a good thing.
No. We have on our street, there are 4 Great Pyrenees of all of our neighbors. 2 of them named Bella. And one of our Bella looks exactly like the other Bella, and they're almost interchangeable. And then we have a true, like, bred to be
like a working dog.
Out of Del Rio, had spent it, his parents were, and that one I wouldn't mess with.
Yeah.
Mine, she's a
She's a dog.
She's a dog. She's got a very unique quality. Have you ever had a dog that smiles, that looks like they're snarling, but when they're happy to see you, they bare their teeth?
Yeah.
She does that, but in a very strange way. She's terrifying when you see her. Even though she's happy to see you, she looks like she's coming for your throat.
My favorite thing about your dog is, or about that dog, is the first time I met it, it had gotten groomed. You had taken it in to get groomed, and it was pristine. And then I think I went back like 3 days later, and it was just covered in sticker burrs, and like you were like, yeah, she doesn't like to be clean.
As soon as she gets out, because I believe, and probably true, that smell, other things can smell her. You know, she's like, I got to go smell like the woods again. So she's immediately out of the truck. Immediately out of the truck, goes and finds mud.
Well, listen, it's we all have our things.
That's why I have to wear boots.
That's right. You got to go drag her out of the muck.
Got to handle that.
Friends, it is Super Bowl week. The Blitz is out in New Orleans.
Yeah, they're going to be live from Radio Row today.
I guess they're not in New Orleans. They're probably getting on a plane right now, aren't they?
They were taking off for Houston. They had a layover at 6, so they're probably.
They couldn't get a direct flight to New Orleans.
The whole world is coming to New Orleans today and yesterday.
Yeah.
I think flights were at a premium. So, and these were booked months ago.
Yeah. So the boys will be out there all week. They'll be doing their Super Bowl thing. We'll be here talking about the Super Bowl with you guys because we're men of the people.
That's right.
Frankly, again, they said San Antonio.
What?
Who cares? And I said, whoa. Rob and I will just stay here and we'll talk to the fine people of San Antonio from San Antonio. You guys go do your fancy thing and, rub up with those Hollywood types. But Rob and I,
we need our sleep.
We are men of the people.
Yeah, that's it.
Para la gente, right?
Por todo.
That's right.
For all of them.
That's right. And so,
well, most of y'all.
Jason and Joe, I can't speak for them. I can't speak to their motivations or why they want to.
Well, Joe's his hair products.
Yeah.
That's his primary motivation.
But I don't understand why they don't care about the people of San Antonio like we do, but they don't. And that's
they reach a status, and it's really hard to deal with the common folk.
They all make a choice at some point. Everybody makes a choice. Who do you care about? And Jason and Joe,
it's all about them.
They care about themselves more than the people. Us, we care about the people first. And we said, you know what? You guys have the beignets. You guys have the alligator cheesecake. And we'll stay here and eat enchiladas. Well, and that's what we're going to do.
Speaking of, I think he goat roped Andrew Zimmern. I think we might actually have Zimmern on Friday.
Uh-huh. He said that you're like a big fan.
Yeah, I man crush him for every 10 years we run into each other. We always promise to get together and do some certain things. And now it's going to be awkward.
Oh, so are you guys weird. Like friends?
We're genuine friends. I've been to his house. We planned on going hunting.
What?
Yeah, I fanboyed him in Minneapolis. And I know so much about him. It was during the week. He goes, hey, do you want to come to my restaurant? So he had a restaurant in what's the St. Cloud?
Uh-huh.
So I trudged the 3 degrees and headed to St. Cloud to go.
Wow.
And then he does some big game hunting or cooking, and he's an avid hunter. And I told him I got a place and this and that. And we've been trying to. The thing about this dude that was the coolest thing about anybody I've ever met was when we were exchanging our stuff, he keeps all of his info on a guitar pick.
Instead of a business card?
Instead of a business card, he handed me a guitar pick, and I was like, what is this? And he goes, just put this in your pocket, and it had his home number and all of his stuff. I was like,
well, look at
legit.
You. That's pretty legit.
I aspire to doing that.
That is pretty legit. Well, you're halfway there because you got cowboy boots now.
Yeah.
You keep aspiring, you're going to be the man
one
you
day,
want to be.
You're born in Texas 50 years or so. Eventually, you put on a pair of boots and keep them on.
Rob's going to flip over a guitar pick to me one day, and I'm going to know Rob's now.
Tell me that's not cool.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I'd forgotten how much I thought, you know what, I'm going to go home and do just that.
That is pretty cool.
But I'd never have anybody to give it to.
It looks like there's some possible movement in the NFL with a couple key names. We'll talk about that next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots, a couple of stalls. 410 eastbound Vance Jackson and 281 southbound Bassy. Both of those are off to the right shoulder, so your main lanes are getting by. This road work at 35, that's our heaviest delay right now. Southbound from Pat Booker Road, making your way on down to Tupperwine, that's going to take you a solid 25 minutes to get through. Stop and go from Evans, we've got the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
On Super Sunday, you can be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Having a party for the big game? Let Smoky Mo's handle the barbecue. Go with the Big Game Rib Party Pack. 3 pounds of delicious Smoky Mo's slow smoke ribs, plus sides. Or get the Tailgate Party Pack, a buffet in a box with brisket, turkey, sausage, and sides. Add in a Baker Bar Group Pack. The chopped baked potato bar is perfect for groups. Smoky Mo's is great Texas barbecue that will make your big game party super. Order online at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com. Smoky Mo's, the pit is lit.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double chicky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on one and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business.
Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it. And will beat any print quote.
Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs.
No problem.
I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens.
Totally.
I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing.
I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
What's up, football fans? Are you excited for the big game and ready to get in on the action? Look no further than the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Sign up using bonus code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, to get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. Be sure to lock in your picks on this year's big game in New Orleans with the Sportsbook born in Vegas. Earn MGM rewards points from your your bets, take advantage of offers found nowhere else, and look out for surprise rewards dropping in your account all year. There's no better place to enjoy the big game than BetMGM. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This specific promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live on Radio Row in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
Kicking off our week-long coverage in New Orleans with Thomas Dimitrioff, Ryan Leaf, Lindsey Rhodes, and so much more.
Plus the Spurs in action last night, kicking off the rodeo road trip.
Live from New Orleans today, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
This is of an era.
We're starting to see I saw another mock draft yesterday. ESPN's got theirs up now. We're starting to see these quarterbacks. It may not be a guarantee that they go top of the draft. And
you start working them out, and you go, wait a minute, this isn't first round.
I'm telling you, man, there isn't a quarterback in this draft that I would take in round 1. And I'm going to stand by that, and maybe I'll be wrong, and that's fine. But I also understand that if you're quarterback desperate, you've got to shoot your shot when you've got
I don't agree with that, and I think 2 of these quarterbacks are going to get their GMs fired. I'll say this, though. The one guy that's going to test like a top 10 pick will be Cam Ward. He'll test.
Yeah.
Like, he'll have the arm, and he'll have all
he's got
the stuff. So he'll be a top 10. The other dudes, I think they're tested, and they're going, he doesn't have a top 10 arm. There's nothing I can do about that part of it, so I can't justify it.
But I think, and when I say I get that you've got to draft them, you have to draft them with the mindset that in 2 years, you need to be ready to say, well, that didn't work. Let's try again.
I'm of the mind, if you're not drafting a quarterback every year, you're stupid. I don't care. If you're not bringing in somebody fresh off the garden every year, you're just not doing it right because you never know.
Yeah.
And every decade or so, you stumble into a Tony Romo. I mean, it will happen with enough if you use the volume approach to it. So it shouldn't be a big deal to go, I'm looking in the I'm looking in the 5th round anyway. So whether there's a guy that grades in the 1st round or not, I'm always looking in the 5th round. That's when I take my quarterback. So for those that would be wise, it doesn't really matter how those upper end are. I can find a quarterback. I can find one.
CBS has their round grades on all these quarterbacks.
Is there one position that's supposed to be strong this year? Is there anything that we should go, is it another year of wide receivers? Is there a lot of left tackles? Is there something? Seems like there's a theme a lot of years. And I'm not getting a taste for what this year is bringing
I think there's a lot of defensive line, whether it be ends or tackles, that I've seen like projected to the first round. I've seen
that's good news.
4 interior linemen in round 1. There's several pass rushers, so I think that's kind of the theme. But the current the way the list they've got here, it's got Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders with first round grades. Although they're listed at number 4 and number 9 in the overall rankings. It's got Jalen Milroe with a second round grade. And then you get to Jackson Dart, Kyle McCord. No, Jackson Dart with a third. And then Kyle McCord and Quinn Ewers with a fourth round grade.
Yeah.
And then Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel, Curtis Rourke, and Riley Leonard all, day
Fifth
3.
round.
Yeah,
day 3. That's where you take those guys. That's where the gold is.
I think so too. And if you tell me, it's either spend a first-round pick on Shedeur Sanders or a third-round pick on Jackson Dart that I can throw away.
I don't care what position it is. If you're going to be a gainfully employed general manager for any extended time, your first-round draft picks better be on your team in 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be batting about 90%, too. There's no variance here. And so you can't swing for the fences on a crazy-ass quarterback pick or some kind of hybrid wide receiver cornerback. You have to draft starters.
Well, the thing about quarterback is there's no hiding it.
Right.
Like the Kyrie Elam, the Bills corner, that they try to hide the fact that he's a terrible first-round pick. So they just play him in nickel situations, and then, of course, it gets exposed when enough injuries happen. But you can kind of hide that. If you draft a quarterback in round 1, he's supposed to be on the field every day. And if he's not, people are like...
the defense to getting him in the first round, and I will buy it, is you get that extra year.
Sure.
And I will buy it, but that's the 30th pick. Again, that's the third. He better be so close to being a starter. But you have to be able to lay the foundation to even get there. And I know you just, you don't get 5-year deals anymore, or 6-year promises. So you have to swing for the fences like this. But I promise you, this year, the mistake will happen. I thought there would be more last year. And Bo Nix has been the true surprise to me. Yeah. I thought he was overdrafted.
I did too, but I also knew Sean Payton had the guy he liked.
If anybody could do it, it would be him. But for the most part, apart from my mayonnaise king, things we saw.
He's from 2 years ago.
Well, I'm just saying, over the last couple of years, we saw, for the most part, we knew, no, this isn't it. There's no shock. There's nobody that came out over the last 2 years where I'm surprised they haven't turned out better. Most of them have turned out just about exactly where I thought they'd be. Chaplin, Caleb, I'm going to give him a C. I mean, he wasn't above or below anything about him, and that's the best I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo Nix was obviously overdrafted, but as we say, it was a coach with a plan and a perfect part to the plan in Bo Nix. But other than that, man, I think for the most part, unlike racehorses, a lot of us can handicap it. A lot of us can look at them before they even throw a pass and go, no, that's not him. That's not him. You're filling time. It's an apostrophe. You know what I mean? It's just it's a holding point, but you're still looking because he ain't the answer.
You go back to 2020. Would be considered a really good quarterback draft class. Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and Jordan Love all drafted in round 1, all considered franchise-type quarterbacks at this point.
Only one reach there was Love. The other ones we all, I think we all knew. I will say, looking at all those, even Tua, I think all of us knew those guys got what that takes. Now, surroundings might kill them, but at least they've got the physical needs or abilities.
And the 5th pick in that draft, who went in the second round, was Jalen Hurts.
Well, you start talking, that's one of those legendary drafts.
Now,
talking about 5 starting quarterbacks.
So you've got 5 guys, 5 starters out of that group. 2021, you've got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
That's about right. That's the percentages I'm more used to.
There is one starting quarterback in that group. He's the guy who was supposed to be like the all-time great, and he's like a league average quarterback.
I mean, there's
the
some
rest
other
of them are
numbers.
trash.
Not all of them. I mean,
Who?
I
mean, is Zach Wilson trash?
No, you're right. They're trash.
Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
They've been thrown away.
No, you're right. I shouldn't qualify anything other than one other guy in the league. No,
and when you say
right.
2021, like you said,
You're
they
right.
got to be starting for you in 4 years. None of those guys are on their original team. They've all been discarded.
I was adding names to that list that shouldn't have been.
2022, only one first-round pick, Kenny Pickett.
Little hands. Kenny Tiny Hands Pickett.
2023, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Only 3 first-round picks. I think the C.J.'s obviously a success. I think the jury's still out on the other two.
No, it's over.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't
Unless
know.
there's a Sam Darnold resurrection someplace else. What's Anthony Richardson going to do? Are they going to convert him to a full-time running back?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. There were no other quarterbacks in that draft. I mean, Will Levis went in round 2. He was the only one. Hendon Hooker went in round 3. He had a blown-out ACL. That was just I think in general, other than those top guys, it was looked at as a bad class, and it's turned out to be. I think this class the last class has a chance to be special with Caleb.
Not special, but
I don't
above
think,
average.
Well, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be special. I think Drake May is incredible. J.J. McCarthy might have been my favorite one of the bunch coming out. Michael Penix, who we've seen a little bit of, maybe we don't know.
I can tell you it's not.
I can't because I haven't seen enough of it. But Bo Nix, because I would have thought the same about him. I don't know if any of these guys suck, quite frankly.
I think this will be an above average year. It might be. I think this draft is going to look a lot like. I think after everybody tests out, there's only going to be 1 or 2 that are taken in the first round. I think there's some desperation, but I also think there's some moderation here. Like, why waste this?
I think so too. I think they're looking at this, and I'm telling you, I really firmly believe if Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders were in last year's draft, they would have been the 7th and 8th quarterbacks taken. Like, I just don't. I don't think anybody looked at them better than these guys, than the guys that went last year.
I agree, talent-wise. The best thing that could have happened to young quarterbacks, though, is Bo Nix. I mean, he did come out, and everybody sold him short, and every coach can say, well, in my system, look at what he did with his system, and that guy, we all knew he didn't have the arm to be an NFL quarterback, but Sean Payton knew that and worked around it. I can do that with this guy. That's the best thing could have ever happened for the mid-range athletic quarterback.
That's what's happened to Jackson Dart. I think a lot of people are looking at Jackson Dart and saying, he could be Bo Nix.
Well, I
do
think
too.
Of the risks, he's the riskiest. He could go either way with this. He could go with the Jameis Winston curse of the pick 6.
But it's different when you take someone in round 1 versus
I'll
round 3.
take a risk in the 4th.
I'll take Jackson Dart in round 3 every single day.
Without hesitation. But the league isn't there yet. I think they're headed there.
I think so, too. I think they're going to start shooting those, just rolling dice on them, and if they don't work out, cool, throw them away.
But you've got to be
Find one.
It's got to be a preponderance that you think he's going to be great before I even consider first round, especially top 10.
And again, I don't think Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is going to be great.
Both of them may be starting next year.
I'm interested in Jalen Milroe in round 2, maybe. I'd probably rather have him in round 3, though. I would take Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders in round 2, but just because I don't want that onerous. Like, you're like you get the benefit of the extra year. I want to be able to get out of it if it's junk.
Well, you can.
And like the Cowboys had that option with Dak. Like if Dak would have been junk, okay, throw him away. And now he ended up overperforming, so they signed him, which is what you're going to do anyway.
Well,
and quite frankly,
the Cowboys blew that 5th year anyway. They didn't handle it very well.
Quite frankly, signing him, a year earlier is going to save you money in the long term unless you just do something dumb like the Cowboys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They blew that 5th year. They could have handled it entirely different, and we wouldn't have gotten to him being the most expensive piece of broken machinery in the world.
All right, Vic's mad at me. I need to break. We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots, a couple of stalls. 410 eastbound Vance-Jackson and 281 southbound Bassett. Both of those are off to the right shoulder, so your main lanes are getting by. This road work at 35, that's our heaviest delay right now. Southbound from Pat Booker Road, making your way on down to Tupperwine. That's going to take you a solid 25 minutes to get through. Stop and go from Evans. We've got the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business.
Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it, and will beat any print quote.
Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs.
No problem.
I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens.
Totally.
I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing.
I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, it's James Pledger. If you played Pick 6 from DraftKings, well, you better get on it. It's Super Bowl 59, the last time to play NFL Pick 6 this season. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like nobody else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like touchdowns, yardage, sacks, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 to get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In a world that moves 1,000,000 miles a second, Haagen-Dazs invites you to slow down and savor every delicious bite. Take it one almond at a time with a Haagen-Dazs Vanilla Milk Chocolate Almond Bar. Madagascar vanilla, rich milk chocolate, and toasted California almonds make this unmatched icon legendary. Whatever Dazs you savor, a snack bar or your favorite flavor, say goodbye to the fast life and hello to savoring the finest ingredients and the richest and creamiest ice cream. That's Dazs, available at retailers nationwide.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Life is a waterfall. Vic said, go to break fast.
Yeah.
We're behind, and here I open the segment, I just start singing. He's like, oh, my God, I hate working with this guy.
We've got to run jewelry store commercials and flour.
Vic feels like all this responsibility, and I'm just like, whatever, man. We'll get the commercials in. We got time.
I hate this time of year, right before Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
Just bombarded with
You going to build a bear?
jewelry and
flowers
and
romance.
We had they sent us once one of these gigantic bears. I'm talking. It was like my size, like a full a human size,
you
fat
can fit
human.
in there.
Oh yeah, but we just sometimes when we would during COVID we would just set it up and interview it.
Nice. Well, I had nothing to say. He probably has COVID.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're quiet today, huh? All right.
Put the mask back on.
Yeah. There are two trades being trade. I don't want to say rumors, but one team is rumored to be shopping a guy, and another player is rumored to be asking out Cooper Kupp and Myles Garrett. These are big names. These are excellent play. In Myles Garrett's case, still like one at the top of his game. Cooper Kupp maybe slowed down a little bit, but also just kind of overshadowed by we were talking about it's like a kind of a bigger, better version of him showed up, and the Rams suddenly have they don't necessarily need him. They've got a little overlap there.
This is a couple Ferraris for sale. I mean, this ain't an easy get for either one of these guys. There's a lot of money at stake here, so it's going to be a rather discerning buyer. But I'll tell you what, if I had a young quarterback, that I need to make sure has some protection, I'd make sure that Cooper was as healthy as possible. But I don't know which guy I want more in the modern NFL, which would make, you know what I mean?
Garrett.
But Myles Garrett. But I'll tell you what.
Game wrecker.
Well, you say that, and I agree. But in this age, in the idea, as we just had that other conversation, I got to do everything I can to help my quarterback. And if I can go get a quarterback safety blanket that can add me 5 yards away from a tight end, give me that much more, and a dude that can operate in space, that might be more valuable than a rush edge. I mean, it might very well be, considering who I am. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see who comes in after these two studs, because you don't do this unless you're headed to, I guess, San Francisco next year.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't jump in on these two unless you're thinking you're right there with those guys.
Well, we'll kick around some of the possibilities on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime. Let's do it.
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be.
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circa Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment like you'll get with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Something amazing is happening in networking. Organizations are scaling with less stress. That's because CDW is designing and implementing intelligent HPE Aruba networking solutions that simplify and secure operations. With automation at the center of your data center, growing pains can be a thing of the past. HPE Aruba Networking and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Aruba.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be... Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a Love Shack, baby.
Now we're back to... Let me turn that back on. Now we're back to my generation. Tin roof. Rusted.
Get away, baby. Cooper
Georgia
Kupp.
sound. Anyway, go ahead with Cooper, the bearded one. Did he shave it? He shaved his beard, right?
I'm not sure.
I think he did.
I've seen.
Maybe that's the problem.
It's strong. The last I saw it, it looked strong. Like I say, strong. He looks like he looks kind of like Jake Paul.
Kind of does.
And Cooper Kupp basically came out and said, "Yeah, the Rams told him that they're looking to trade him."
Yeah, I think that's the latest. I think he's got his beard gone.
That's Patrick Mahomes. Oh,
what?
I thought you were pointing at the TV.
Like,
I was
wow.
like, that is not Cooper Kupp.
Pat's gone through some work.
It's wild. Think about, remember, what was it, 3 years ago when Cooper Kupp had almost 2,000 yards receiving?
He's a ridiculous. Yeah. I'm not going to call him a threat. He's a weapon. He's a ridiculous weapon to have in your arsenal because he's always open. He's one of those guys that sees the backside angles.
Yeah.
You know, there's guys in basketball that always get open because they can see the backside of the defense. They don't just see the front side. He sees the backsides of defense, and he sees the entrance angles, and he's just one of those dudes that just knows how to get open and give his quarterback a good angle to go. And of his availability and his cost, if I'm a mid-level team or I have a young quarterback, I am willing to spend a whole bunch of money as far as my allocation goes to player and position. I allocate a whole bunch to his because I think he's probably worth 2 wins.
Well, here's the deal with Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is on a 3-year, $80 million contract.
I know.
Which means basically your potential out would be after next year, but you've got 2 more years of him is basically what you've got. And he is around a $30 million cap hit in both of those years.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's been since 2021 that he had top-tier stats and top-tier health, I don't think the asking price for Cooper Kupp is going to be very high.
No, I think you're going to have to pay him. Is the mud You're going to have to pay him, but
I'm talking about
spend much. No,
you're talking about like a 3rd or 4th round draft pick.
Yeah, it's a salary dump. Everybody knows it. If I don't like it, you can keep him or just cut him, and I'll go get him that way.
I want him. If I'm a GM, I'm like, what? I can get this dude for a 3rd round pick. I guarantee you. Now it would take for the Bills. The Bills are in the red a little bit. They need to move some things around. But you know who I bet would be willing to move some things around to bring in Cooper Kupp? Joshua Allen.
I was going to say, the Bills, you'd think, obviously, number 1 on the hit list to chase him.
I think the Chargers are number 1 on the hit list.
Well,
and the Chargers, I mean, right across town, I get it.
But the Chargers need so much. You know, if I'm the Bills, if I'm Cooper Kupp, I'm looking around, I'm going, if I'm playing for Josh Allen, I might be playing this Sunday. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the Chargers, I think, are a little bit further away than Cooper. Maybe. They might be closer
they were in the
than I think.
playoffs this year.
Yeah, they might be closer than I think, and it might be so much easier to sign there in the warmer climes of SoCal.
I think the Bengals are going to be worth mentioning. I bet I doubt that the Rams want to trade him in the NFC, but I think the Lions would kick tires.
So he's shopping in the high-end district. He's shopping in the conference title team district.
I think the Cowboys could be into the discussion.
I wouldn't be upset.
We'll talk about some options next, and we'll talk about Myles Garrett. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Jason Minix here from the Blitz, and Texas sports fans, good news for you. Underdog is available to play in Texas. The best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game. Be like me and many others playing the Pick'em game. And with the Underdog Pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. They've got all the leagues. They've got all the stars to choose from. Create entries with all the football picks or mix and match across other sports. And Underdog is the only Pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes Lucky Lindy, one of the best-known figures in aeronautical history and the first to fly solo across the Atlantic. American aviator Charles Lindbergh was born in Detroit, Michigan on this day in 1902. You know, Gimme the Vin buys more than just cars. In fact, we're a top purchaser of motorcycles, RVs, commercial vehicles, and airplanes. With a fast offer and an easy process that's AAA rated by the BBB, Give Me the Vin is the only way to fly.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers, and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, we're starting to slow down. 90 eastbound, 211 to 410. Right now, about a 25-minute commute. Downtown, that's road work on 35 upper level. Southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez, it's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. And this road work on the northeast side of town, 35 southbound 1604 to Padbooker Road. They are in the process of picking up all those construction cones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Spurs went back to action last night and fell to the Memphis Grizzlies 128-109. Wemby led the way with 25. GG Jackson paced the Grizzlies with 27. In the NFL, reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett is requesting a trade from Cleveland. And 2021 Offensive Player of the Year Triple Crown winner and Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp has requested a trade from the Rams. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob. Rob and AJ. Even Vic's here.
Yeah.
Howdy, Vic.
Howdy.
What do you think of Rob's boots?
They're nice.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Looks chingon.
Orale.
Orale.
I am El
El
Chingon.
Chingon.
You just need a belt buckle and a hat, and you'll be a
You
full
know,
Tejano.
I have such a good cowboy belt.
Really?
Do you?
Oh, I have a good one that I got too fat for. That
That's
I
the
might
thing
need to go find it.
That's the thing about me is I have several pair. I have 4 or 5 pairs of cowboy boots. I don't have a single belt or a cowboy hat. Like I only have the footwear aspect down.
Oh.
Everything else is very
Once you start adopting to adopt a daily cowboy hat wear,
Oh, I
that's
can't.
a
I would
big
never be able to
step,
do
man.
it. Yeah.
And I think because you and I we're bigger of stature.
Yeah.
And when you put on a cowboy hat, it's like standing next to a bear. You know, I don't like being that huge.
Oh, I don't
it's like
either.
being a big billboard.
It makes you feel like you're a monster.
There's just too much of me from
Yes.
the head to
No,
the toe.
I
It's just
feel
this
it, man.
big so no, I don't like being that overt.
But like my dad wore a cowboy hat regularly.
And
Like,
those that do, it's not even, I don't give it a second thought. You know, literally, when somebody walks up wearing a cowboy hat, whether they've ever worn one or not, I just assume you put on a hat like that, that's a commitment. I assume you've done it before.
I know. That's why I'm so scared to do
Well,
it.
see, so I'm saying if you showed up in front of anybody that didn't know you and you had a cowboy hat on, people go, oh, you must wear a hat every day because that's a decision. You don't just accidentally put on a hat like that. Like a baseball cap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Baseball cap, you
it's
just
a
grab on the
quick
way
thing,
out the door. You put on a Stetson. You went and looked for that. That
You
was a
planned
decision.
it.
That's
You
part
planned
of
it.
That's
Yeah.
part of your life.
I know. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm at that point in my life. But I will be
It's a decision.
I'll be 45 years old this year. Maybe it's time.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
I think you
We're
can.
going to have to start calling you, you're going to be a Tejano now.
You know,
wearing a cowboy hat all
Speaking of
day.
cowboy hats, my brother has made an odd commitment. And I've been kind of weighing it whether I should join him on this or not. He's decided he's going to watch every John Wayne movie.
Why?
Okay.
And that was my first answer was why? And his response was, why not?
I don't know, because you got other stuff to do.
Well, I mean, you're waiving other things, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
you should have
benefit
said,
to this.
have you heard of Dexter?
Well, kind of. And I was like, well, what's the difference between watching Dexter and The Searchers, which is a great movie, or She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, or True Grit, or all these. But then I go, well, how many are you talking? He goes, well, his catalog is like 200. I was like,
It's crazy.
Like, Cat, you're not going to be able to do that.
It's crazy. He might, but it's going to take him forever.
But I'd do his top 30. And is there anybody else I would even consider? Okay, it was like, okay, if it won't be John Wayne, who would it be?
I would rather watch every Brad Pitt movie than John Wayne movie.
Oh, viable. But I'd say you'd have to have a cutoff. This has to be a commitment. So Brad Pitt would fall into this, but let's say 25 movies?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty short list. If you're like, all right, I'm in. I'm going to take this whole catalog. I'm going to go in from beginning to end.
I'll take Daniel Day-Lewis.
Does he have 25? I mean, yeah, he does, but I'm not sure he has enough.
I don't know. Let's see what he's got.
And I think you would have to say he has to, at the bare minimum, he doesn't have to be lead, but he does need to be supporting actor. Has to play a role, right? Or does he have to be the lead in it? Because John Wayne was the lead in all of them.
Okay, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's about 20.
So close. Maybe 20 would be the better cutoff. But that doesn't seem, to me, when I thought of his career, I didn't think of more than about 6 or 7. But if I was to do it, I'm not sure it would be John Wayne, though I am kind of interested to get back at it.
Yeah.
And, I'm of the age, I have to choose.
That's a lot. That's too many, honestly.
Now that I'm 59, when I turned 60, I got the pamphlet in the mail. I have to choose whether I watch only World War II documentaries or Westerns.
I had to choose.
I have to pick.
I can only watch OJ documentaries now. That's
all
I can do.
That's your age.
It's all I've got is OJ and Scott Peterson. If you didn't murder your wife, I'm not interested in your documentaries.
I find you disinteresting.
Yeah, or allegedly murder your wife.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
but
I think we don't have to say allegedly anymore. He's convicted. He did it in the eyes of the law.
But see, if we say that, then we have to say OJ didn't.
Well, I know.
I'm much more certain that OJ killed his wife than I am that Scott Peterson killed his. I really am.
I'm pretty sure Scott did it, brother.
I'll put Scott at about 85%.
All right.
I'm going to put OJ at 99.9%.
I'll give you those percentages. I'm right there with you.
So, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right also, but I'll be honest. I think if I were on the jury of Scott Peterson, I would have been like,
well, I'll say this for your generation.
That's what you got for me?
For your generation, if you're doomed to this, we're going to need some more big name killings and serial stuff.
Oh, we need
for your retirement years.
Yeah, I need serial killers. I mean, they've gone downhill.
They're not as good as they used to be.
Well, I mean, give me something new.
Yeah, man.
Did they all work in the 70s and then they were just like, oh, we're not doing this anymore?
If you're not eating a Laotian in the kitchen, what are you doing? Yeah. I mean, what's the point?
No one stuffs people in barrels of acid anymore? What's wrong with you guys? You break.
You're not putting on a skin suit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to aspire.
I will
to
say
something.
it's a lot harder to be a serial killer now.
Yeah, you have to be inventive.
And the FBI, they're tracking these guys. Your phone is basically it tells on you everywhere you go. It's very difficult to be a serial killer in 2025.
It's not so much the killing; it's the serial part. You got the repetition.
If I were a committed serial killer, I would move to a third world country.
Yeah.
Where they can't track my cell
easy
phone.
Pickings.
No technology.
Yeah, I don't need a cell phone. I'm just going around killing people, stuffing them in barrels.
Although you'd be the only. They go, anything weird lately? Well, there was this 6'3" bald white dude that was here the other day. Him. Oh.
He stood out.
He stood out. He was the only odd thing here.
No, it would be maybe I would go to a country where there are white people.
Oh, well.
Like Georgia or someplace like that, like Georgia the country.
Dude, you might not be the toughest dude on the block.
Oh, I'm sure I wouldn't
make it out.
But that's why you gotta stab people.
Well, that's what Hannibal Lecter did. That
exactly.
He went international.
Yeah, he wasn't the toughest guy either. He's the smallish guy, but I mean, you got to be quick on the draw.
See, I've been watching Dexter.
You remember
I've been learning.
You remember in Hannibal where the guy was trying to get a thumbprint
on
on the cuff, and instead he's like he grabbed my balls, and then turns out he
bled out right there in the square.
He cut you, Bubba. Yeah, he cut you. That would be me.
You ever been to the Duomo up there?
No, I'm not a fancy like you. I don't go to places like that.
He's a fancy?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to go there. I was trying to take it to a point. It's kind of creepy. I mean, I can see how it could happen if you're there in the dark. It's kind of a shifty place.
You ever been to Rome?
Hey, I had a...
Not only Rome. Have you ever been to this particular neighborhood in Rome?
Oh, yeah. It's the Stone Oak of Rome.
You've probably been to the tourist parts of Rome.
Or the Highland
You've
Park.
been to the Stone... Actually, this is in Florence, but it's...
whatever.
Are there grapes everywhere?
Florence. Florence. I don't go to Rome. I go to Florence.
Florence is for the little people.
Yeah, the tourists go to Rome. The real folk know the actions. The actions in Sicily.
Anyway.
Sicily.
Anyway, I was trying to say it's kind of a dodgy area.
Oh, Rob, you ever been to Athens? God, he's just a different person than us, right, Vic?
I have to be clear. The Duomo is actually in Milan. That's not where.
I get all my ritzy vacations confused at times.
I got my towns.
All right, confused. Anthony Bourdain.
Anyway, that's a shifty area too.
Oh man,
they got a good McDonald's there in Milan.
Oh, Rob. What a guy, Rob.
Yeah. So have you ever been to Rockport? That's the only place.
Where is this?
You ever been to
Rockport? You speak
or
of.
Man, Brownsville?
I've been to Gregory and Portland.
Aha!
You've been to the good side.
Or Paris, Texas.
I've been to Paris.
I've been to Midland. I've been to Abilene. I've been all over, man.
I've been to Rome. Rome, Texas.
All over. How many? I mean, I spent a night in Midland, spent the next night in Odessa. I mean, I'm a worldly traveler, Bubba. Worldly traveler.
You have jet lag all
I know
the
the best barbecue spot in Lubbock, Texas.
There you go.
But but Rob's been to Milan and Florence and
Australia and
I haven't been. Well,
not New Zealand.
Been to Tokyo?
I walked the trails of Mordor.
I once went on a 4-day hiking expedition through the mountains of Turkey.
We were just on a whim. We decided we'd search for the Ark.
Yeah,
we were looking for Noah's Ark. And,
Have you ever been to Armenia? Oh, it's beautiful in the springtime.
Yeah, never go in November.
Yeah.
Don't go in November.
That's when the pores go.
They're out.
Yeah, that's when
it's dirty.
Yeah,
that's when I went.
Yeah, that's when Vic would be there. He's like, I don't want to be around.
You don't want to go in the
type.
off season.
Those types.
When the locals come out.
How'd we go from watching every John Wayne movie to that?
That'd be meandered. And I've been trying to work in. What's that drink we had?
Oh, Fernet.
Fernet. You ever had Fernet in Milan? I'll tell you.
Oh, Fernet is gross. It's so bad. But all my friends love to drink it.
It's the ritziest drink I've never liked.
My bartender friends, it's a bartender's handshake.
That's
is what it
we
is.
were told. I've been baptized.
Yeah.
See, that's a ritzy thing. I didn't know that.
It's not ritzy. That's it's junk liquor. That's not.
Well, I felt fancy.
No, Fernet. It's Fernet Branca. It sounds fancy. It ain't fancy.
They served it to me in a glass.
Well, yeah,
it didn't come in a cup.
Most liquor gets served in a small glass.
I'm just saying.
That's the way they do those things.
How the fancy folks do. When I was in Florence, that's what the fancy folks did.
Rob, you go and order a shot of Jose Cuervo. Guess what they're going to put it in? A small glass.
Because it would eat through the plastic.
That's right.
The Fernet might as well, too, as far as I could tell.
All right, we got off base here. Rob is distracting me from my real job here, which is to talk about these trades. We'll do that on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Stay on track with the Rosti. For those of you that reach an age where things just hurt, And you'd start accepting the fact that things just hurt. And you don't have to live like that. So many of us have those aches and pains that continue to grow until they keep us out of things that we want to do. It might be bad feet. You just can't spend all day walking around. Lower back issues. Walking around just kills you. Going up and down stairs. Maybe it's a frozen shoulder or a frozen knee. Whatever it is that's keeping you out of life, don't accept it. You can get it fixed. Arostia is here to do that. These are highly trained medical professionals that are going to take care of you quickly. They're going to take care of you without the use of medications to dull or hide the symptoms of the true problem, which is what Arostia is here to do. They fix the problem and the pain goes away. And it can be long-term things that you've suffered through for years, or it could be something you did last week in doing the honeydews. Don't let pain bother you. Now, the thing about Arostia is they're all around San Antonio. These are medical professionals that achieve the Arostia certification. They come at it from a whole new way once they've certified through Arostia, and it does it quickly, under 4 visits on average. So don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Arosti's around the corner, less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. You want to find out for sure, go to Arosti.com. They have a map of all their providers. They're adding them new all the time. You walk in the door, they're going to accept most insurances. You're going to get a full evaluation, and they're going to fix the problem fast. So what are you waiting on? Call them today. The number's 1-800-404-6050. Like I said, their website is Arosti.com. You can book your appointment there as well. I'll say it again. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arostia today. They're going to take care of you. And when they do, come on by and thank me later.
Rise and on! It's the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deets Tractor. Score big with Deets Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats to your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
In San Francisco. And the Cowboys hired a special teams guy. It's hard to believe I used to do that for a living.
It really is.
He's a special teams guy.
Cowboys hired a special guy.
30 seconds comes up quick. Huh?
It does, man. Well, my wife says. Did I say that out loud?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Are you ready, Rob?
For what?
Oh,
gosh.
Du hast mich.
Now, the video of the show, it was right about this point where he's shooting fire from a giant penis, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Du hast mich.
And see, this was right before Disney on Ice. That was a weird opening act.
Stab me with an ice pick in the ribcage,
It wasn't
Robert.
so much about the sexual and BDSM parts. It was just the fire landing on the ice I found odd.
It's so hot.
The Germans, man.
They're wild animals,
I'll tell
Rob.
you what, those
They're
Germans.
wild animals.
The scariest thing in life is a bunch of highly motivated Germans.
Ooh. Is that what you were worried about when
they make a nice car?
When they told you you're working with a kid named Hoffman?
I saw that, and you never know, man.
Du hast mich.
But you don't do the sport.
I took a year of German because to graduate high school I needed 3 years of a foreign language.
Well, you didn't go to high school in South Texas.
And after 2 years of Spanish, I was like, they said Spanish 3, it's like immersive. You don't speak English in the class at all. And I was like, oh.
And German wasn't that way?
Not German 1.
Okay.
So
you didn't need 3 consecutive years.
No,
you just needed
you needed
3
3
years.
credits.
Ah, gotcha.
So I took German 1, which I was in a class with nothing but freshmen. I mean, it was awesome.
So can you ask where the bathroom is? Do you remember that?
No.
I see.
No. I know how to say, would you like some ice cream?
How do you say that?
Können wir Eis essen?
Essen?
And I can also I know what you're supposed to. I know a Schnupfen is a. It's like you've got a cold or the sniffles.
Every German word sounds like another word for some kind of private part to me.
Yeah, and like if you say
my Bundesschlagen is hard,
and if you say, "Oh, that's terrible," like I feel bad for you, you go, "Schade."
See, this sounds like you cussed at him.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I know.
There's something about the German language that,
and I know du hast mich. I think that means you hate me.
Well, he's right.
Yeah, I know. This is Rob's ode to me.
It's the Flaming Fire show. That normal people, dudes I know, were like, they were so. What's this guy's name?
Rammstein. That's the name of the band.
I literally
don't know
had
what the singer's
no
name
idea
is.
what went on in those shows.
So as I was looking up the potential deals, potential trade destinations for old Cooper Kupp, the list of the thing I read is kind of similar to the list that I was just making up in my mind. CBS says, here's a look at 5 teams who might be interested in Kupp services.
All right. I have 2. There are 2 in my mind.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Write them down right here.
Desire to acquire a proven veteran wideout last year was well documented. In Kupp, the Steelers will be getting just that while giving their next starting quarterback, and it says Justin Fields, question mark, a reliable target. Kupp would also be a positive influence for George Pickens, who, despite all of his talent, has failed to live up to potential. The Baltimore Ravens says Baltimore's not afraid to go after big names in free agency. Just a year ago, they got Derrick Henry, and that worked out pretty well. Kupp would join a loaded Ravens offense that also includes Lamar Jackson, Zay Jones, Rashad Bateman, Isaiah Likely, and Mark Andrews.
Wow, that's a lot of guys to have to compete for the ball with.
Nice
I'm not sure I'd want to be there.
Bo Nix thrived last year despite not having the most proven of receiving core outside of Cortland Sutton. In Denver, Kupp would play with an up-and-coming quarterback inside Sean Payton's pass-happy offense. His ability to make plays over the middle would certainly aid Nix, who routinely makes plays outside the pocket.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills. Buffalo will do whatever it takes to supplant Kansas City as the AFC's best team, and adding Kupp could help them do that. Kupp would be a safety valve for Josh Allen, especially on possession downs. His presence would surely benefit Buffalo's young receiving core that includes Keon Coleman and 2022 third-round pick Khalil Shakir. And finally, the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't have them on my list.
Dallas needs reinforcements around CeeDee Lamb, especially with Brandon Cooks slated to hit free agency. His addition would free things up for Lamb while also giving Dak another established weapon to throw
So
to.
bring in somebody else expensive.
Yes.
I would love. I think it would be a brilliant addition. I think Buffalo should, number one, their first priority,
I
get
agree.
in the ballpark for Cooper Kupp.
I agree.
Second, the Texans.
The Texans have, I mean, you got to remember, when healthy, the Texans have a glut of wide receivers.
They have a glut of the same kind of wide receiver. I'm talking about getting a guy that will always be there for the young quarterback. Not the tight end availability, the wide receiver, that second level that will always be there for a wide receiver that spends a quarterback that spends a fair amount of time trying to get out of trouble. He's out of the pocket because his offensive line is bad.
I think that's what they look at Tank Dell as.
I think if they go and get a guy like Cooper Kupp for a quarterback like him, if I'm the Texans, I circle him. Those are the two that I think. Kupp elevates Buffalo to a Super Bowl, and it elevates the Texans to an AFC title game.
I'll tell you what, if the Texans choose not to keep Stephon Diggs around long term,
Diggs is gone.
I'm cool
not
with that.
no good money after that, and that's what I was going to get at.
But I will
they
say
have
this.
kind of a salary cap marker for that Diggs. I mean, he's kind of close there.
They need so much help on the offensive line, though. It's like,
okay, that's what I'm saying. If you're not going to be, you can't fix all the offensive line. You
Right.
probably go get one place. But if you've got a quarterback that's got to run for his life, there's no better wide receiver to have.
No, you're probably
than
right.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he certainly takes some pressure off of you. Got to get the ball out quick.
But first and foremost, Buffalo. That has to be their first call.
Yeah, and I'd get a third, fourth rounder, whatever, man. Yeah,
Whatever it takes.
It's
It's going to take some hit. You're going to have to probably lose a peripheral value. You're not going to be able to sign your outside linebacker or your second cornerback or your nickel safety, whatever it might be. You'll lose him because of Kupp. But I think the addition would be so much more for Josh Allen because the only thing Buffalo can do now is do everything for Josh Allen, whatever is required.
That's what I would say. Now, here, and this is the great thing about what Buffalo's done with their wide receiving core. They have found guys that are basically trash heap guys that have worked out for them. Mac Hollins, they brought him in, 31 catches, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. He was $2.6 million. Like,
yeah,
find those guys.
Well, those guys,
and then you can afford to have a luxury item.
That's what I'm saying. Those guys get you to the door, but it's the luxury item that gets you in the house. You know what I mean? Yeah, you need to have those mid-level functionaries. The guys that there's a bunch of dudes that can do the job, but you're here and you're doing it. Congratulations. Yeah. But eminently replaceable by somebody else who could probably do the same thing, maybe slightly different, but I can expect a pretty normal output. But that's the luxury that only a few teams can afford.
Yeah.
To build the base and then go get the star. And that's one thing on the wide receiver. You can do that. The commitment to Myles is an entirely different thing.
It feels like if the Bills are making a decision on trying to re-sign Amari Cooper or doing this, it's a no-brainer. Pretty easy decision to make. And this, I mean, listen, this is you've got an open spot, and he's due $20 million in salary, $5 million is guaranteed on March 15th.
Now, you mentioned one other that I would think of. As Cincinnati's looking at Higgins leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I would, if I was negotiation with Kupp.
Higgins is about to get paid like a top-tier number one.
So I figure you're going to have a gap there. The one concern, the one thing that will keep Kupp in the playing field for a bunch of teams is I'm just going to bring to him health. Like, man, you haven't been healthy in a couple of years. And if I'm bringing you in, you're probably going to be my number one. I'm not bringing you in to be my number two, and I'm a little worried about health, so I'm going to need a break here, or at least some kind of stimulant to the contract that involves your playing time and catches. Now, I'll pay you a bunch, but, I mean, how many games has he played over the last 3 years a season? I mean, he's missing 4 and 5 a game, and for $30 million, I need some significant playing time.
I'll tell you what, man, and I mean, obviously, I don't think the Rams want to do Cooper Kupp dirty. Like, I don't think they want to, like, trade him somewhere he doesn't want to go. I feel like he's done he's a Super Bowl MVP for them. Like, he's done a lot for their organization.
That's why he'll end up in the AFC.
I think so, too. I really think if he went to the Chargers, he'd have a lot of success. He goes to the Bills. He goes to the Bengals. There's a lot of places he could have a lot of success. There's a place where he probably wouldn't have as much success, but he would be the de facto number one guy there and could really help a young quarterback grow. The New England Patriots would be that would make a lot of sense to me. A team that's got all the cap room in the world. They've got no talent. Like, eventually, you've got a young quarterback. You got to give him something.
I get it, but if I'm Cooper Kupp, my clock is ticking, man. I'm about to expire. I mean, I'm milk that's been in the fridge for a week. I mean, I'm about to be done, and I've spent the last 3 years barely playing. I love the idea because he would be a stud. He'd be a Triple Crown threat again. You know what I mean?
But he doesn't necessarily have the say.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. But
because Jerry didn't sign this deal, so he doesn't have a no trade clause.
But players, they always have a say. You know, no one wants to bring a dude in that doesn't want to be there.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So they always have a sideways say in this. But I think it'd be great if Cooper was 5 years younger. That'd be the first guy if I was New England to go get. But I'm just not sure I want to go spend my time, you know, at best winning 8 games.
Now, the terrifying last resort, and I hope this never happens, is that the Kansas City Chiefs start kicking tires on him.
He's not the kind of guy that Andy Reid likes. You know, he likes speed downfield. He likes guys that makes move in space.
I get it, and he's got that in Xavier Worthy. Mm-hmm. But as Travis Kelce declines, you need someone who can get the ball over the middle of the field, and that is Cooper Kupp.
He would play that role. I can see it. And Travis is going to retire.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's done.
I don't think he's done. I think he's going to keep playing.
If they win it, he's done. I just, you know, he's got the $50 million in the bank from his podcast. He's got acting on his mind. He got other things to go do.
Does that podcast stay relevant once he's retired?
Well, they're doing their best to keep his brother active. So,
Well, I mean, because his brother's he's on the show with Travis.
I think as long as they continue to do the things that keep their faces in front of us, and I think that might be the reason Kelsey leaves, because he's going to have to stay relevant, as the Chiefs might not be as relevant as the torch is eventually passed.
Let's hit a break, and when we come back, we'll look at the Myles Garrett options and see who are some fits for Myles Garrett. I'm going to tell you guys about Karbach Brewing, my favorite brewery in the great state of Texas, and they've got something for everybody's palate, friends. Normally, the first Tuesday of the month, we would have Eric, but Eric yesterday was like, you know what, man? Let's do next week because I want to get you guys some beer in studio. And I said, you know what? We'll wait a week for that. So we'll have some product next week to sample when Eric comes on to see what Karbach's got brewing. But if you're a fan of IPAs, Hopadillo is their very hop forward in your face IPA. They also have the seasonal Hoplectic out right now, which is a fantastic recipe. And it's only available for a limited time, but it's all over San Antonio as well. So it's going to be at your HEBs or your liquor stores. Love Street is their best seller. It is the very easy drinking blonde Kolsch style beer, and then I love the Crawford Bock, Ziegenbock too. Ziegenbock now available in 12-pack of cans. Again, this beer is all over San Antonio. It's not just in the liquor stores and the grocery stores. It's in bars and restaurants too. So when you end up posted up somewhere watching the Super Bowl, go ahead and ask your bartender to pass down a Karbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, we're starting to slow down. 90 eastbound, 211 to 410. Right now, about a 25-minute commute. Downtown, that's road work on 35 upper level. Southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez, it's got the roadway reduced to one lane. And this road work on the northeast side of town, 35 southbound 1604 to Padbooker Road. They are in the process of picking up all those construction cones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to babbel.com. That's babbel.com.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
I like this kind of party!
The Philadelphia Eagles face the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday at 5:30. The Chiefs, led by MVP quarterback Patrick Mahomes, aims for an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl victory, a feat never achieved in NFL history. Meanwhile, the Eagles, with a formidable defense and a dynamic offense, are ready to challenge the reigning champions. Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup, presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, Sunday at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for Super Bowl 59.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jazzy Fizzle. Oh, hey! Oh, yeah. Dude.
Du hast.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1. So, it's not the only trade rumors that popped up last night, because Myles Garrett, while the Rams basically told Cooper Kupp, hey, we're going to trade you, buddy, Myles Garrett told the Browns, I don't want to be here anymore. And you know what? I can't say that I blame him. Like, God bless Myles Garrett. He's done his best.
Okay.
What a miserable place to spend your whole career.
It is, and he has been the face. But what's the market for him?
The market is who needs a top 5 pass rusher in the league. Literally everybody can use him.
Has it worked before? Has it those that have gone out and, like, I'm looking at Khalil Mack, who are the other big time?
Khalil Mack's worked. Von Miller's worked.
Von Miller's has been spent more time hurt than he has healthy.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack has been very good. I wouldn't say great. He's been very good. And that initial contract, he wasn't. The initial free agent deal, he didn't live up to it. Now, he's continued to play, but the investment for these older rush ends, while you do get a little bit, you don't get the total squeeze. I mean, there's a lot of miles on this tire, and you're acting like you're buying a new one. I mean, the investment for Myles Garrett, what do you figure? $40 million a year? $35 million, $40 million cap hit for a couple years?
Let's see what his current situation is.
That's a woo. I mean,
it was a 5-year, $125 million.
So not quite 30.
So, like, he's on your cap hit next year is $20 million. The year after is $20 million.
So that's a doable deal.
Dude, it's incredibly doable. Now, do you want to pay him after that?
The expectation of a fully healthy Myles for 2 years, boy, you're asking a lot. You're just kind of precluding yourself to a team that really feels like we are so close.
I mean, yes, but also like you're saying, you don't expect him to stay healthy, but historically, it's not like Myles Garrett's been like a broken down dude.
I'm not saying that.
The only time he misses games is when he gets suspended for firing his helmet
violence,
at somebody.
Which, to me, is not a problem. As long as Mason Rudolph's not standing back there, we're good. I'm just saying, of the two free agents, if I had to look at the money that I was going to spend, the 30 for Cooper, the 25 for Myles, in this day and age, I'd probably lean on a wide receiver. I just feel like, I know he's a disruptor and a game changer and all that, but it seems like the league's kind of getting away from that.
I'd go the opposite way.
You think so?
You can't. Guys like Myles Garrett just aren't available. There's a lot. I mean, Cooper Kupp, and again, these guys are, neither one of them is at their peak. Although, I mean, Myles Garrett's 29 years old. He's not an old man.
Well, that 30 plateau. He's been fine in Cleveland, but he hasn't been. I'm not denigrating my Aggie. I'm not. But when I'm looking at the money that it would cost, and I know the track record of dudes at this age that get brought in for this, and you have to have that production. I mean, you cannot spend $35 million on a line and have him done. And I think Buffalo suffered for that. I mean, it really hamstrung him.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference he would have made, or the guy that would have been in there, but for his salary, you wonder.
But the difference was, Von Miller was already in a decline when the Bills paid him. Myles Garrett he's in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year this year. He won it last year.
Yes, he's close, and that's why
he's
25
right there with T.J. Watt is like the best defensive player in the league.
So you think he's going to sign for $25 million? I mean, I think the squeeze, I don't think is worth the get. I
mean, I don't know. I know what you're going to pay him for the next 2 years, and it sounds like Myles Garrett, to read his quote,
he just wants the hell out.
He wants to go somewhere where he can win. He's like, listen, would I have loved to be in Cleveland my whole career? Sure. But he's like, winning is so important to me that I've got to. I'm running out of time to go chase this.
I get it. D-Ware went. I get letting guys go get it.
It's exactly what Von Miller did.
And D-Ware and Von might be at the same level in their career. There might be a couple of years left in this, but the money that it takes to keep that defensive end employed and keeping him healthy at this level, if you miss 4 games, suddenly it's all for naught, and you ate up a huge piece of your pie.
He has missed 4 games once in his career. That was 2019. Guys played 117 games, 102.5 sacks. Like this is it doesn't
sound like it's just a $25 million dude, man. You're describing to me something that's a little bit more valuable. And if he wants out, does he want more money? But does he want more?
Will he want to be somewhere long term? Maybe, but again, he just wants someplace where he can go and have a chance to win. A lot of times, Myles Garrett's made money. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys, at some point, it's like, yeah, money's important, but also I don't want to be on the Cleveland Browns anymore.
Well, I've never heard of anybody taking less.
No, but I'll say this. To me, especially because you got 2 years left at a pretty reasonable number, given what he does, why the hell not?
I get what you're saying. I just feel like the league is pointed at the offense. The league is tilted toward the offense. The league is going to let my offense do more things. I'm not hamstrung by rules like the defense is. I just can get more bang for my buck for a wide receiver that I think who has also got his health issues. But given the modern football world, I just want to score more points than keeping the other guy from doing it.
He says, Myles Garrett, as a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. That goal fuels me more today than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am. While I've loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Browns.
Well, as my daddy always said, the true meaning of this sentence is always after the but. Good Aggie. I believe every word he's saying.
I mean, 7 straight double-digit sack seasons. 4 years in a row, he's had more than 14. I mean, this is a game-wrecking dude. I don't know. I know that the Browns don't want to trade him, but I don't know. I mean, again, once the wheels start squeaking, these guys tend to go.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
The list here of potential landing spots is interesting because a lot of these are places that would not help him get a title anytime soon. But there are a couple that would certainly. Detroit.
Until we know Chad Hutchinson's outcome.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson. But they're at the cap, man. I mean, they're going to have to give and think about the comeback for what it's going to get.
Well,
what they're going to get for him.
But again, it's.
I would love him as a Detroit being my Sancha team last year. I would love the idea of him on that speedy track inside.
It says Garrett's current contract pays him a base of just $1.25 and $1.3 million over the next 2 seasons. Cap hit is 19.7 and 20.3, which should be relatively easy to absorb for clubs, including Detroit. The Lions have about $46.5 million available space this offseason. And obviously they're in a Super Bowl window, so that would be interesting.
Ridiculously cheap.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Well,
because they had so much guaranteed cash that he's already been paid. The Commanders, listen, you add defense to what they've already got. Now you're talking about a team that is going. If you think Jaden Daniels is the real deal, that's a team that can compete.
Sometimes it's easier to go buy something that you don't want the other team to have. The last thing I want as a Cowboy or a Giant or an Eagle is suddenly a rush end in Washington with Dan Quinn coaching him.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, this is very interesting, but almost certain not to happen. I can't imagine the Browns would trade Myles Garrett to the Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
But outside of Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals are probably the worst defense in the league. And he covers up a lot of it. Now, you imagine a second one of those guys? Oh, my God. It'd be hell.
It wouldn't happen.
I don't think it'll happen either.
So.
The other teams listed the Raiders, which, again, doesn't help you get to a Super Bowl. But
no. It'd be fun.
But going to play for Pete Carroll.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You got a new era. You're standing next to Max Crosby.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Like, whoo.
It'd be a good get, but, yeah, you're too far away.
And then the New England Patriots.
That cheap, I think that the number of teams that are going to be chasing him are going to be higher than that. And because he's so cheap, the Cleveland's going to ask for a fair amount down the road.
It also says, of course, new Patriots coach Mike Vrabel just spent the 2024 season with the Browns as a consultant. So he and Myles Garrett are very...
that would be a great foundation. They
are very familiar with each other. And they've got the most cap space in the NFL. Yeah. So if he wants to do an extension... I mean, they can do that and still have money to burn.
If I was New England, I'd do it tomorrow. I would offer him everything.
And you've got a quarterback who, I mean, much like I was saying about Washington, you've got a quarterback that you believe in. That's why kind of the Raiders seem off the table, because it doesn't matter how good the rest of your team is. If Aiden O'Connell's your quarterback, you suck. Like that's life in the NFL. If you don't have a decent quarterback, you've got no chance. At least the Patriots, you feel like you've got a guy who can play.
Yeah, they're faster to the playoffs than the other also-rans. I think they're 2 years away from being a contender if they continue to keep building.
And
he might
Myles Garrett,
he might add some time or speed that clock up. But
that's what I'm saying.
The cost, I mean, I'm not sure. They seem to be doing a good job building this team. It's slow, but it's steady. I mean, they fired their coach fast. They realized that wasn't going to go well, but the quarterback has proven, and they got a couple of other dudes. If you're going to close your career out, you don't go close it out in New England. You know, it just doesn't feel like, if this is the end for me, why am I going to go here when the other two possibilities seem to be much more appropriate, especially if it's a dude that's like, man, I've made my money. I just want a ring. I'm looking at Detroit. Do anything, because Detroit seems to have a bevy of talent that could come back to Cleveland. That could help.
Mike, and apparently Myles Garrett at the deadline, they were offered 2 first-rounders for Myles Garrett and said, no thanks.
They'll take it now, I bet.
Now that he's, again, once a player says, I want out, suddenly their value plummets.
And 2 number ones, especially coming from Cleveland, could change the fortunes of your franchise. It could be a Will Anderson, C.J. Stroud kind of pick. You know what I mean?
Cleveland,
in a couple of years.
Cleveland would get the 2 ones.
That's what I'm saying. You could literally flip your franchise with 2 number ones. It can literally change the output given the right time.
Well, and you know that with the
going to not be great.
Well, and that's why if I'm Cleveland, I'm much more interested in trading him to the Raiders or the Patriots, who are likely to have a pretty good draft pick coming up, versus the Lions or the Commanders, who are going to give you back a 20-something draft pick.
But then again, Myles, I want to go to a winner.
Yeah, but also Myles doesn't have a no-trade clause. You want out of here, we'll send you out of here. You can figure out the rest from there. But again, once he says, I want out, it certainly makes it a lot more difficult.
Players always win, always get there. I hope he doesn't get marooned someplace. I hope they take care of him.
I mean, he's been good to them for a long time. He's done a lot for a team that, quite frankly, has stunk the entirety of their existence.
My money's on the Commanders. If I'm the Commanders, I'm all in on this. 100%.
I would be too. They have the 3rd most amount of cap space this offseason.
I am 100% in on this.
So they could easily sign him long term, and that, to me, that's the move.
And they've got a little bit of talent. They got a bunch of wide receivers that I think.
I mean, that's a dangerous. Any semblance of a defense, that team becomes dangerous.
Very, and coached by Dan Quinn.
Yeah. So that's where I would look to go if I'm Myles Garrett. But again, he doesn't necessarily have the final say. All right, we're about the halfway point, friends. We've got a little more show for you. Don't worry. We need to talk some Spurs. Los Spurs. What a showing last night.
You wonder, this is a young team. It's a volatile time, but that last night, that
ain't it.
That ain't it. And
is that the last time? This should be the last time we see him foxless, right?
We do expect Wednesday with Atlanta, but we don't know. I'm going to be honest. I still, and this is petty, and it's not that important in the grand scheme of things, but I have yet to get from the Spurs.
I got it.
Did you get it? Did I
erase
press
release?
When did you get it?
Yesterday.
Oh, so it came late. There it is.
Yeah.
Because that's the final thing. They won't send that out until
Alexis. She sent it.
Okay, until the physicals are complete, the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. That's when that came out. And
Spurs acquire.
Yesterday afternoon. What time did you get that?
I got it at I don't even know.
So it came later in the day.
It was in the afternoon.
Once I saw that he had touched down, I
2:30.
felt good. That was about the time he landed. So. He's official. He's number 4, by the way.
All right, we'll be back. We'll keep on trucking. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Hey, I got you something. What's this? Just a little Galentine's gift from JTV.
Do you mean jewelry television? I love their jewelry. They have the
New customers get $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Yeah, their artisan collections, gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
Oh, yeah. It's the pearl bracelet.
New customers receive $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
Mailpiece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare. Don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-858-1199. That's 800-858-1199.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful. Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, we're starting to slow down. 90 eastbound, 211 to 410. Right now, about a 25-minute commute. Downtown, that's road work on 35 upper level. Southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez, it's got the roadway reduced to one lane. And this road work on the northeast side of town, 35 southbound 1604 to Padbuca Road. They are in the process of picking up all those construction cones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Spurs went back to action last night and fell to the Memphis Grizzlies 128-109. Wemby led the way with 25. GG Jackson paced the Grizzlies with 27. In the NFL, reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett is requesting a trade from Cleveland. And 2021 Offensive Player of the Year Triple Crown winner and Super Bowl MVP Kupp has requested a trade from the Rams. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:01 on the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob. On a Tuesday. Although Tuesdays, you know what they've been good for? College hoops. There's usually some decent games on Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. Isn't that Big Monday, Super Tuesday?
Big Monday is, I don't think Big Monday exists
I'm
anymore.
talking about the legend that was the Big East on Monday nights.
Yeah. I watched a stinker of a game last night.
Spurs game?
No. Stupid. I'm telling you. I can't trust Pitt as far as I can throw them. We talked about that game yesterday. We were like, oh, Pitt, West Virginia. Pitt, Virginia, not West Virginia. This Virginia team stinks. And I was like, Pitt's got to be better than they've looked. And Virginia went to Pitt and beat them 73-57 on their floor. Like, humiliated them. They're in the trash for me.
I would be out on Pitt.
Jeff
Pay
Capel.
no more attention to the Panthers. Focus on what really matters, like DePaul and the Blue Demons.
Well, I'm a lot better at betting DePaul, clearly. Kansas and Iowa State played last night. I was scared. I wanted to back Iowa State, and I told my buddy, he was like, what do you think on that game? I said, dude, I should be betting Iowa State, but I don't, by principle, I don't bet against Kansas at Fog. And sure enough, Kansas.
I was going to say
Kansas blew the
there's
doors
something
off
up with
of them.
Iowa State. There's something volatile about that team that I'm starting to back away from.
Well, they got punked out last night in Lawrence, and then tonight we've got Arizona BYU, which should be a pretty decent game.
This is nut cutting for BYU. They win this game tonight. They're a genuine
they're a
title
threat
contender for the Big 12.
Kentucky is at Ole Miss. Should be a good one.
I would not want to be Chris Beard's squad tonight.
Michigan State at UCLA.
Michigan State just lost one on the road to USC.
And then you've got Marquette at the Johnnies
just lost
in Madison Square.
They just lost. And St. John's is putting it on people. Be careful, Marquette, tonight.
Purdue's at Iowa. Baylor at Texas Tech.
Tech coming off a nice win. Baylor coming off a nice win. That might be the game of the night.
And Auburn hosts Oklahoma. So Auburn gets to basically stomp on a grape.
Oh, you just got a lottery pick on their team. Worth a watch.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to matter.
No, I'm just saying that
they stink.
If you're doing some kind of like when you watch in Texas, just watch Trey Johnson. That's a dude that could be a Spur.
Yep. So some solid games tonight, worth your time, maybe.
The Kentucky Ole Miss game, the thread there with losing at home to Arkansas. Oh, the practice the next day would have been brutal.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris Beard, that's a team on Ole Miss that I think they're about to figure out who they are, and this is the kind of game you lose it, you know exactly who you wanted to be. Anyway.
Although Chris Beard's boys they fought with Auburn for about 37 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. This is a team that legit should have probably won their last game, but if they don't win this one either, you start faltering in the SEC, you don't get to make up ground.
And I owe Incarnate Word an apology because they played their asses off yesterday. They went to McNeese, who's, just on a different level than everybody else in that conference. And they were up for a good majority of that game. They ended up losing by 2 points. I said they were going to get their doors blown off. Kudos to them. And maybe something's wrong with that McNeese team because this is now 3 games in a row, 2 games at they beat Corpus, A&M Corpus Christi. They beat them by 1. They lost at Nichols, and then they beat Incarnate Word by 2. So this team that was just running roughshod over teams, maybe something's going on with them. They're not as dominant as they were, but good night for Incarnate Word in a loss nonetheless, but it was a respectable loss. I give them that.
Coach Harriman over at Incarnate Word, he's putting together a program. They're getting there. They're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
And Will Wade at McNeese, the game finally caught up to his recruiting style. We'll just put it there. Finally caught up to him.
He doesn't have the advantages that he used to.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite the bankroll, but, give him McNeese's.
Yeah, those were the days.
Will Wade was the first that got caught on tape.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how much is he going to cost?
He was the best at that.
Well, that was he was chasing he's at Milwaukee now, the big center. He came out of New Jersey and went to LSU. Spent a year there. And Wade was the one that was saying, how much? 100,000?
God, who was that? Who was Will Wade trying to buy? I don't remember. But I remember what's the number? What's his number?
What's the number? That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else.
Yeah, what's his number? But Will Wade, listen, the hell of a coach for a place like McNeese State.
No, that's why I'm not surprised they're winning.
So he's found himself a way. All I can think of is Brooke Lopez, and I know it's not Brooke Lopez. But I digress. All right. But like I said, good hoops on tonight if you're into that sort of thing. The Luka Anthony Davis trade. Nasreed, that's the name. Yep. The more I read about it, I read a long article about it yesterday and how it came together. And I'm fascinated by this because the Mavericks were so worried that this deal would get kiboshed by the league that this was like a cloak and dagger, like,
well, yes.
We can't let anyone know that this is happening. So apparently the way this went down is January 7th, like almost a month ago, Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka were having coffee and basically decided on the groundwork of this deal and kept it a secret for a month.
I know. It had to have been cloak and dagger because, as everybody who heard it, this is ridiculous. If this was a fantasy league, the commissioner would void the deal. I get why the Mavericks believed it.
Now, it says here that Harrison said that the best way to trade a player like Luka, well, I think the best way is to not, but okay. But he said the best way is to pick the trade that he wanted rather than open up the process. So he didn't want Luka and his agent to use their leverage to control like who would have to offer. Like, so this way he felt like he could get what he really wanted out of the deal, which again, one first-round pick.
Who wrote this article?
It is Ramona Shelburne and Tim McMahon.
So I trust the source. If you're Nico, you have just put out to every agent that this guy will go do things
behind your back. Oh, yeah.
I am never sending my clients there. If it comes to negotiating with Nico, we are adding buffers of safety and security and no trade and all. I don't trust you at. Look what you did.
You're right. And listen, besides giving Luka that leverage, it also would have. I mean, can you imagine Mavs fans who, by the way, are like marching the streets in Dallas?
I would be too.
Like they're literally protesting
bonfires,
that a player's been traded. But imagine that the news came out, hey, we're shopping Luka. Now you've got to deal with your fans being pissed off while you're trying to do it. I mean, if you really wanted to do it, then you had to do it this way. But it's just crazy that it was able to be done. So it says here, Pelinka and the Lakers understood nothing of it could leak. And they'd learned, obviously, with the Chris Paul trade in 2011, that David Stern
will
said,
avoid things,
Bubba. So, and the Lakers ended up not getting Chris Paul. Instead, their neighbors got him, which pissed them off even more. So they said, listen, we want to get this thing right. And it says even the Jazz, they were the third team involved in the deal, they didn't know that the names involved were Luka and Anthony Davis until 30 minutes before the deal was done.
It says you guys were pawns.
It says Jazz president Danny Ainge had 30 minutes notice that the Lakers were trading for Luka.
Keep in mind, Danny Ainge traded for when he was with the Celtics. He was known for fleecing dudes. He's still one of the best. So for him to be on the outside of this deal, that makes this thing even better.
And apparently, Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka have a long-standing personal relationship because they both were heavily involved with Kobe Bryant. Obviously, Kobe Bryant, longtime Laker. And
Nico was with Nike.
Yes.
Okay, so you told me something when this began that kind of set the table for all of this. So what other major loss has Nico Harrison been involved with?
Well, besides trading Luka and besides saying that Jalen Brunson wasn't worth 4 years, $55 million.
What other major loss has he been involved with?
Nico Harrison is he's considered the responsible party for Nike blowing a Steph Curry deal.
This is an urban legend. This is one of those billion with a B dollar mistakes that lands right on him.
Yeah.
He called him Steve
Curry.
The entire program, the entire presentation to Steph Curry from Nike to build the shoe, to do everything that they've done for all the others, they called him Steve.
Yeah. Here's your new model shoe, the Steve.
The Steve. Dude, you did what?
Steve 1.0.
Steve Curry?
Oh.
You blew it because you didn't know his name?
Yeah.
All right.
But what he did get done was Kobe to Nike, and he worked with Rob Pelinka on that as well. And they went through the Kobe Bryant rape allegations, and both guys obviously big supporters of Kobe, like trying to get him through that.
Because Pelinka was Kobe's agent, and Collins was with Nike at the time.
Yeah.
These two guys are kissing cousins, man.
That's exactly. So they had
Avoid
this
the deal.
I mean, and
I
again,
don't like it. This stinks. I don't like it. I mean, I'm all for it. Doesn't. I don't think it doesn't shift the future of the NBA. It just feels deceitful, and it leverages the Lakers. I don't like it. I don't like it, and it doesn't feel right.
And there are about 28 owners in the league who don't like it either. They feel like it was unfair, and they feel like it's collusion. It's like so. I get it. It's a weird thing. One Western Conference executive said it's unfathomable that they're allowed to do this. But again, it's two guys who knew each other and said, hey, let's do business.
And there's something about, like, keep in mind the Spurs deal that we just concluded. There was the three teams that made a different deal back in the summer. So I get relationships.
You work with who you trust.
And that's why coaching trees matter. That's why the relationships from GM to coach and how they kind of fan out over the league truly matter when you hire teams. But by the very description of how this happened is the very reason I avoid it. Because you skirted the very guardrails that we've put out here to protect our league from things like this happening. Because keep in mind, Luka with the Mavericks is part of a much bigger picture for the NBA. So the NBA up on Fifth Avenue goes, well, there went a bunch of plans.
Yeah.
The Mavericks are no longer part of the plans we had for Luka internationally. We got to redo a bunch of stuff, the least of which is putting his last name on a yellow jersey. So the decision behind all this has ripple effects so far down the road that even though it might not have completely adjusted the competitive balance of the league, it did alter what the league is to the extent that I think at these kind of moves, there needs to be kind of a committee agreement or approval. Like, is this going to shift other things? But other than that, I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, it's teams, it's their guys.
Now the other factor now, and he's refusing to comment on this, but the main factor of why this happened now is Mark Cuban. This deal would have never happened had Cuban not gotten out of the deal, out of the team.
Sold to the Adelsons.
Now he's at every Mavericks game. He's a fan, but he's not a decision maker anymore.
Minority owner.
And he said, it's not my team anymore. It's not my place. And but he was obviously the Luka supporter. And apparently, like, Nico Harrison, Nico Harrison's been there for 4 years. So, like, Mark Cuban is the one who hired him. And
to this point, he's made some pretty astute moves. I'll give him some credit.
He clearly doesn't feel the same way that Cuban felt about Luka. The guy who's in charge now of the team itself, team governor, is Patrick Dumont, and he is not a basketball guy. He's a businessman,
obviously,
and he saw it as something that would help them long term with their financial flexibility because he didn't. Apparently, Nico told him, "We don't want to give this guy 5 years, $345 million because he's a big fatso." But they were as worried that he would sign the deal as they were worried he would not sign the deal. So the Mavericks, like, as an office, were very torn on the whole idea. And if you're torn on somebody, you don't want to give them 5 years and $345 million. Like, if you're,
well, the thing is, you shouldn't be torn on Luka. Your fallacy is, what are you torn about?
You're torn on the fact that the guy's average is about 64 games a year.
But those 64, I'm being positive. You're right. There are some devil's advocate things, but that guy who only averages 60 games a year has taken you to how many conference finals and how many championship in the last 4 years? No, you have a lot of things to say.
Right.
I get what you're saying. But there's a lot of guys that are in tip-top stellar shape that spend millions of dollars a year on their body that haven't done what your guy did.
It's not unlike what Philly deals with Joel Embiid. It's not unlike what New Orleans deals with Zion. When these guys are on the court, they are the best players in the league. But they're just rarely on the court.
Well,
but
the difference is Luka has taken them.
Yes, he's been there enough to get them at least to get a taste of it.
It's the craziest damn thing in this day and age I have ever seen. It will never make sense to me.
And the other thing was, if you remember, coming into this year, the Mavericks were like, Luka's in the best shape he's ever been in. And now it's like, he's a big fatso. Like, what is it?
You want to avoid a contentious summer? They were more worried that he would sign the deal than he wouldn't. Well, he would have signed the deal. The other sidebar to this, and in the grand scheme really doesn't matter, it also cost Luka a little over $100 million the deal. I mean, literally, he cannot sign the same deal he would have with the Mavericks by over $100 million.
Which is exactly why they wanted to keep this thing under wraps. I mean, it makes sense, right?
I mean, finally, if you are of the mindset, like no player should get this much money and no player should have this much control, this is a desperate grab back by the owners and by that to regain some control by showing players, look, nobody is untouchable. As long as somebody else is ready to do a deal, anybody can get moved. And I think there's something to the owners going, yeah, take that.
Yeah.
So maybe the leagues needed this, but the Maverick fan did not.
No. All right, let's talk some Spurs on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor, has been for nearly 8 years. Now,
Luka should call him.
He should. I'll
Big
tell you
fat
what,
Luka. I mean, Dr. Torres can help him.
All the guys that he needs to be talking to is Dr. Torres, because you go see Dr. Torres, he understands what a modern lifestyle is like. He understands how we got to where we are, and he will help you get out of that.
I was the guy. I was the Turk. I was Bad News Billy.
What is going on? Don't be the jerk, AJ. Dr. Torres understands guys like us. You know, you don't put on weight overnight. You put it on over a period of years. And it happens so slow, you don't realize how you got to where you were. Dr. Torres understands that and understands how to get you back off that. He changed my life in ways I didn't think were going to be possible. And when he did, I started making little changes that made big differences. And before I knew it, I was losing weight and looking better. I didn't need shots in my stomach. I didn't need some kind of fad diet. I just followed directions and did what I was told. And before you knew it, the weight started falling off and it got easy. I want that for you. If you're ready to lose weight, whether doctors are telling you or you're just tired of looking in the mirror, don't want to chase a bunch of shots, don't want to spend a whole bunch of money doing that, but want to lose weight in a way that you can keep it off for the rest of your life. That's why you call Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. You owe yourself a visit. Go check it out, take the test, do what he asks. He'll ask some questions I bet you don't have the answers to. If it's time to change your life, you're ready to lose the weight and keep it off forever, call Dr. Torres today. Change your life and come on by. Thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime. Let's do it.
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be.
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
What's wrong, Cupid?
Lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people falling in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick.
Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow.
I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country.
You know, you're right. I love my Connecticut, too. My diaper has never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me, but you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live on Radio Row in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
Kicking off our week-long coverage in New Orleans with Thomas Dimitrioff, Ryan Leaf, Lindsey Rhodes, and so much more.
Plus the Spurs in action last night, kicking off the rodeo road trip.
Live from New Orleans today, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Guess who's back? My bad. I ruined Rob's commercial read. Got a big fat finger.
I overcame what would have been a bad Wednesday intro. A great Tuesday read.
Sorry, boys. Sorry. Noe says, dude, AJ got me wanting to buy boxes of cards again. I told my wife last night. She's like, I'm giving you a budget.
Don't do that, brother.
Dude, you never tell your wife. You just wait until you blow a bunch of money, and then you say, oh, my bad. I didn't realize.
It's called a permission forgiveness scenario.
Yes.
What is easier to ask for?
Yeah, that link I sent you yesterday, they were going, that's $1,000 for that one box.
Dude, yeah.
Man.
These hobby boxes are expensive, man. That's why you buy, like, the way that most of these people do it now is they'll sell, like, so if there's a $1,000 box, let's say, 32 teams, obviously, in the NFL, they'll say, you buy, $50 for a team, and they make money. I mean, now they make some money off it, and you get randomized a team, and you get all the cards that get pulled from that team. And obviously, the hope is
you get rookies or
that's what everybody's chasing is rookie cards.
Of the guys that would be involved in the auction, your typical online auction.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the percentage of guys that are married are?
70?
No, I think it's far less.
I would go 30 at
30?
best. Because we got your average 12-year-old in there with dad's money. You got then you got the guys you'd expect to be collecting a bunch of cards.
Yeah, the guys
that have
never
someone
dated.
that isn't telling them not to.
Anybody.
Yeah, there's the guys who will never have sex.
Well, it's not so much that. I'm just saying that if you are married or in some kind of committed relationship, you're spending your money other places. You're just
and that's what my wife was like. You know, it'd be cool instead of you having a bunch of football cards going on vacation. And I'm like,
with who?
No.
With who?
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah, you're going to go to Rob's destination in the Bahamas. Remember?
No, I was going to go to Milan.
Go to Milan,
but I'm not going to go
Duomo.
I'm not going to go to the sketchy part of Milan.
No, don't go there. It's shifty. You might get your femoral artery.
Yeah, I don't want that.
We don't want that. That's bad.
But it could have been way worse. I'll just say that. My wife's a saint. It could have been way worse.
We knew it wasn't going to be too bad. But for on the Brigade bar, at least he's doing it right. He's telling his wife ahead of time, here's your budget.
That's probably the wise thing to do.
What's the budget? $10?
But the fun thing to do, it's all in
the fun thing to do is
the dopamine is getting it.
Is go
and then
crazy.
making the money with it and coming back and say, look, honey, look what I did.
Go crazy for a month. And then when she's like, dude, what the hell? Just say, you know what? You're right. I'll work on a budget from now on. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
You've already foiled trust, though.
And then you pull a one of one and you pay off your house.
See, that's the guy that goes bankrupt and divorced.
Yeah.
The problem is if I pull a one of one, my luck, the one of one that I pull will be someone that I don't want to give up. It'll be a Josh Allen or something like that, and I'll be like, no, I'm not getting rid of that.
An OJ.
Like Paul Skeens. Like,
his one of one.
Okay, you got. First of all, good for that kid who figured out that the Pirates were scamming him by trying to trade him Pirates tickets for a priceless baseball card.
30 years though, that was an amazing.
I don't care.
They're Pirates tickets.
Yeah, I don't care.
But I trust me. Yeah. Somebody who's had Pirates tickets for the last 30 years. They haven't experienced any joy.
Not.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh my God,
I gotta use these.
I'd trade that for money any day. If I could give back the last 30 years of being a Pirates fan for money, God, give me the money. Yeah, that kid figured it out.
Well, I think that teams can no longer try that. Didn't they try to do that with a Tampa Bay guy that got one of Brady's touchdown passes a couple years back, and they were going to reward him with like $500 of fan cash?
Yeah, they're like, no, bro,
clown,
wrong thing.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge's home runs? They were like, the guy was like, no, I think I'll hold on to it and send it to the auction, and it generally works out more than like a signed baseball bat. Now, I have a buddy, one of my best friends in Houston, caught Yordan Alvarez's first home run ball, and like his first major league home run. And he's like a diehard Astros fan, and he's like, you know what? I want him to have
it. Yeah.
He's like, I want him to have it, and he offered him whatever. He took the first thing they offered, and it was like an autographed bat, a jersey, and a signed hat, and another baseball. And he was like, that's awesome. And then Yordan gave him more stuff. Like he was like, yeah, dude, it's just because you made it easy on me. Yeah. But Pirates tickets.
I have zero. I'm not.
No incentive.
I don't attach myself to things like that. I've never been an autograph hound. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just never been anything for me.
Yeah.
So I would be the kind of guy that would be like, If you offered me 30 years of tickets, I'd go, well, I'd get more utility out of that than something I'd put on my wall. You know what I mean? That would be something that.
But can you get more utility out of 30 years of tickets? Or
Oh, I'd take cash, but I would be an easy buy. I don't think I'd be hard to deal with is what I'm getting at. Because they really, I know that whatever I have obviously matters more to you. And I'm not going to use that leverage over you because for something that I quite frankly, But I don't have a single. I have a lot of sports keepsakes. I can't be in my line of work not to. But I don't have one.
You're kind of a hoarder of those things.
I don't. But maybe it's because I have a lot of the average stuff. I don't have one thing locked in a safe like this.
Like a baseball.
Yeah,
or
I don't have
football.
a rosebud. I don't have the sled that from. I don't have that.
I have baseballs that I got signed when I was a little kid. I went to a card show and I met Mickey Mantle and Joe DiMaggio, and I had them sign the balls.
See, I'd get that if I had
and
that.
That stuff I have, and like it's in a safe, but like I don't know. I'm with you. I don't like go around chasing autographs.
So,
I have some that I've gathered over the years,
and I have them, but I wouldn't be the guy that. Like, I wouldn't be the kid who got the Wemby jersey that had it on eBay the next day. I wouldn't be that guy. But I don't think if I wasn't a Wemby fan, I just happened to be at the game and I got the guy's jersey, I'd happily sell it. I don't think it would really matter to me.
Yeah.
So cards don't have that kind of value to me. To me, you're not dealing in cards. You're dealing in oodles. How many oodles do you get out of that? You could be buying rocks.
Yeah, I like the chase.
And
I like
if somebody else wants to buy your rock,
yeah.
I mean, I get it, but that's just I don't see the allure of having the guy's picture and the uniform on it. It's never been my thing.
I just want I want stuff that other people can't get.
I get that the chase there, but that's just when I have as much access to something as a 12-year-old kid buying from. I don't like that, man. I want to have some leverage. I want to feel like the game is rigged toward me.
All right. The San Antonio Spurs last night did not play good basketball, and it took a long time to get the game started. I was very annoyed. I guess someone died. Like, dude,
I don't know if there was a death,
die on your own time.
There was a lot of CPR going on.
I didn't know what I asked Rob. I was like, what the hell was the holdup? And apparently that's what happened. But this was another example of a game that was relatively competitive going into the fourth quarter. And again, the Spurs.
Yeah, it was never. I mean, it's 10 points all night. The Spurs got down by 10 and never could do anything to separate themselves. And I get that the first half was weird. They all went back into the locker room. They had to watch somebody go through some traumatic medical thing. And it slowed them off the rhythm. And then you're on the road at the beginning of what's going to be a 30-day road trip. I get it. But I said it last week, and now it's even we're going to let the luster of De'Aaron show up, and we're going to get him in the lineup, and we're going to get things kind of moving. But we have to go back to the thing we were talking about last week. Is our coach up to the task, man? I mean, I'm not saying he's not, but we're running into this night after night after night, and at some point, something's got to change, and it might be De'Aaron. It might be his addition is the medicine that cures all the ills, and it might forestall the conversation that I was ready to start having last week, which is, are we comfortable with Coach Johnson or this committee that's coaching, if it is whatever it might be, are we comfortable with this group taking this group as we have it now assembled and we're making commitments to the next level? And as of right now, the returns are iffy at best.
Yeah. Couple things that killed the Spurs last night. I don't know if you're aware of this. At the 9.5-minute mark of the second quarter, the Spurs were down 2. It was 39-37 Memphis.
And how many turnovers did we have at that moment?
So from 9:30 left in the second, the Spurs did not score again until there was...
They closed out the second half pretty strong. The first half, the 13-3 run. But that whole second quarter, they did nothing.
Rob, from 9:30 to 2:44, that's how long it took them to score. But they went over 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or right at 7 minutes without scoring a single point.
And they go on a 13-3 run, and they're still down by 10.
Yeah. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, and I know no one else seems to care except for me. But the Spurs 12 of 36 from 3. And if you're a bad three-point shooting team, don't be a volume three-point shooting team. And they suck at shooting.
And they go a step further. Memphis has our number. Memphis knows how to beat the current Spurs as they're put together.
They've played them 3 times, and it is an average margin of 20.3 points per game.
They beat the snot out of the front line. They just beat them to where Wemby won't even go in the paint. By the end of the game, Wemby's shooting threes, and if he's in the paint, he's just passing through. He ain't down there to stay because they've got Edey coming at him and Jackson coming at him, and they're just beating the tar out of him. Now, he had a decent night last night. It was the others.
Dude, Zach Edey can't outplay Wemby.
No, but
you can't let that happen.
No, you can't let this occur. But Zach Edey's 6 years older and has him by about 60 pounds, so he just beats him up. And we saw that last year against Houston. The teams that have the ability to just bang on Wemby and force him out of the paint, that causes us to shoot 35 minimum threes. Again, as we transition, as we start to become something entirely new, there are some things that are going to linger, and you can continue to see it, and it's the inability to find the basket when you have to get a bucket. And maybe Darren will be that guy that when it's time, when we got to give a bucket, let's give it to him and get out of the way. And that might be the very difference we're chasing.
Maybe so. Maybe someone who can just, again, throw it on their shoulders late would be nice.
And Wemby taking a 3 is an easy one. You can always get that. I'm not saying we can't go get a shot, but I'm talking about at the rim, a potential foul, stop the clock, make a free throw, the transitional kind of plays that truly matter at the end of games.
And as much as I'm excited about the Fox thing, it doesn't solve the 2 biggest issues that you have, which are you can't shoot and you don't have any beef down low. And that is still going to be a problem. And now, mind you, you still got 2 or 3 days if you want to fix it. You could do it. And chances are good you're not going to get another sweetheart deal because I haven't seen anyone else raise their hand and say, I want to go play in San Antonio. So thanks, De'Aaron Fox, for doing that. But it'd be cool if, a center or a three-point shooter, or hell, even a combo of those 2 things would raise their hand and say, I'd like to be in San Antonio, because I think we would welcome that.
The chase continues. GG Jackson got us last night, but the highlight of last night, Steph Castle's dunk.
I didn't see it.
Holy smokes.
I got to see it. I got to find the other clip.
Holy smokes. I mean, we have a contender. I think he's a contender to win this
in
thing.
The dunk contest?
Yes.
I hate the dunk contest so
I
much
do too,
now.
but now we have to watch. Now I'm committed.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. One of the guys, probably my favorite player on the Grizzlies, quite frankly, is Brandon Clark. He didn't even play last night. His back was hurt. But that's another guy who just does the dirty bully things that the Spurs have no one to combat, and they still did it. It's just, I don't know. I can't stand seeing guys like Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey just have their way with the Spurs because they're more physical and they're tougher. They're just so far from being a tough team.
Chris Paul's hit a bit of a wall.
Well, yeah, he's an old man.
Yeah, well, 31 minutes last night, he had 28 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, no rebounds.
But I mean,
he had a couple of bounce rebounds. I take that back. 8 assists, which matters.
How many turnovers? 2 or 3?
No, the turnovers were fine. I don't know if he had any. He had 3. He had 3 turnovers. I didn't think he was terrible.
Okay, 8-3. I'll take that.
But you can tell that the addition of De'Aaron Fox if Chris is still here after next week, after Thursday, that the diminished time will do him good.
I think so, too.
I think he's getting a little tired. And if we are truly aiming for a play-in, playoff kind of thing, we're going to need Chris Paul fully functioning.
All right, we'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 3. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Twin Peaks is everybody's desired locale for the happy hours and all the specials. We know that we head over for Bourbon and Brews on Saturday or on Friday evenings where they honor the very best barrel-aged bourbons. But Twin Peaks, is there any better place to go watch the big game? Seriously, is there any better place other than being right there than Twin Peaks? 4 locations, the things that they do on a regular day are great. Can you imagine what the big day is like for the big game? not only will you have access to all of the TVs and everything that goes along with it, but they're running stuff and giveaways on every quarter. You just got to be there to play. You got to make sure you got space. So if you want to plan on Twin Peaks and bringing all of your friends and fam for the big game and the big day, make sure you're picking the one that is closest to you and make your reservations. You go to twinpeaks.com for that. But as we get closer and closer to the big game, the nights continue and the fun is always there. Late night flatbreads. Head over tonight. Get yourself a hand-stretched flatbread. They're coming out hot and they're outstanding on game nights. Head out over there and get a steal. You can get there for just $8 from 8 p.m. to 10 o'clock on Sunday through Thursday, heading out for your flatbreads in the evening. How about, Cheese Lovers Day. Make sure you head over there for all the great cheeses that they got just around the corner. Hey, Twin Peaks is my go-to. It should be yours. There are 4 locations, 151 Days of Alla, Loopland right there on 281, and a brand new one over on IKEA. The eats are always outstanding. The drinks are always perfectly made, but why do I go? It's so easy. It's those scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up downtown. We've got an accident 35 southbound at St. Mary's Camden. It is off to the right shoulder. It's still causing a delay of about 35 minutes or so. Slow from Ben's Engelman. Also downtown 35 southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez. That's road work. Got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. Far northeast side of town 35 southbound Fisher Road to 410. That's about a 15-minute travel time and about 20 minutes 90 eastbound 211 to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Eat Lux your way with the new $5 Classic, $7 Supreme, and $9 Discovery Lux Craving Boxes from Taco Bell at participating stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, price of participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
For decades, Rudy's has been serving Texans incredible barbecue. But they've also been a community champion as well. And now when you visit any of their 4 San Antonio locations, just make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank. And you'll receive a certificate valid for $15 in free barbecue and 2 soft drinks. So do the numbers. That's a $22 value for just $10. You'll enjoy great barbecue for less, and Puppy Food Bank can save more pet lives. Thank you, Rudy's.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You've seen this live recently.
Yeah. Well, we're rockers through and through, Rob.
I am. When you think metal, well, this isn't metal. You think rock.
Too hot.
We're only 2 degrees from Rammstein.
I'm so amused with myself.
You're so German.
Turn anything into Rammstein.
German.
Yes. Morning Huddle on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star. Wonder if the boys are down. They've touched down yet.
They had a 6 to Houston, had a little layover. I think they're still in H-Town right now.
Oh.
No, they're in the air.
Okay.
They're on their way.
You got their whole flight thing mapped out?
Well, I talked to Minix last night.
Okay.
I have to, since we're not going, I had to put in an order. Because not only do I have an unblemished streak of boring half-zips for the last 15 years that I need to maintain, but we collect the bags.
Yeah. I don't know how much you've seen of this, but there's apparently been multiple schools now with unusual wagering activity, men's college basketball programs.
Yes.
The 3 schools who have apparently they've fallen. There's a gambling ring that's under federal investigation for its participation in 2 NBA betting cases. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw that a major league umpire got fired too for this same sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But there's 3 college basketball programs that have fallen under this scrutiny. North Carolina A&T, Mississippi Valley State, and Eastern Michigan were all reportedly bet against by the gambling ring and flagged for betting integrity at various points this season. NCA&T recently suspended 3 players, including their top 2 scorers, for, quote, violating team rules, though it's unclear if that's attached to the betting case. I got a feeling it is. You don't. You generally don't suspend your 2 best players indefinitely and go, oh yeah, we're also under investigation for point shaving.
But that's not what
not
they're doing.
Related necessarily. This is the same guys that, if you remember the Jonte Porter prop bets, but when he was with the Raptors, and it was basically they were playing the under on Jonte Porter props. he would go in the game, and then suddenly he didn't.
Like an eye injury that he faked or something.
I can't play anymore. And now all the unders hit. Apparently, Terry Rozier, there was a similar thing with him with the Hornets last year or 2 years ago. Porter got a lifetime ban, and he's been charged with a federal felony.
And should be.
Rozier has not been charged with a crime, but he's, again, under this investigation. He possibly could be. The accounts were also wagering on Temple games last year that were flagged for unusual activity. And former Temple player Heiser Miller, who transferred to Virginia Tech in the offseason, was dismissed from the program before playing a game with the Hokies over what the school said was due to circumstances prior to his enrollment. Again, you can probably figure out what. Eastern Michigan is 10-11 on the year. NC A&T and Mississippi Valley State are combined 7-38. But guess what's happened recently? Mississippi Valley was 2-19 entering the weekend. What'd they do? Snapped their 22-game losing streak against D1 opponents. 22 games in a row they'd lost to D1 opponents.
So they'd tanked 22 to just show off this one?
They're under investigation. All of a sudden, oh, look at us. We're winning basketball games. Eastern Michigan, when it got found, like when their name first surfaced in this whole thing, won 3 straight games. It's like, oh, you guys keep losing. This is weird. Seems like you guys are losing by just more than the spread says you should be. And then they win 3 games in a row. These teams know what they're doing. It's very difficult to get away with it now because I'm friends with this guy named Matt Holt who runs a company called U.S. Integrity, and all their job is to see, is there an unusual betting pattern on this particular game? And it's every sport. I mean, it's all over the place. The UFC guy who had a torn ACL before the fight and didn't tell anybody about it and suddenly got knocked out, and there was a bunch of money that came in on it right before the fight, which basically uncovered a coach that was betting against his own fighter because he knew he was compromised. He's the one who found that. It's hard to get away with this stuff nowadays.
Well, the good news is at least some of we can protect a little bit of the integrity by just paying the players outright. There's money in their pocket. They don't need to go do this.
Notice this isn't happening at schools that have big NIL budgets.
Ain't nobody making $100,000.
But these other players are like, I'm not getting any of that. How do I get some money? Well, here's a plan.
North Carolina A&T does not have that.
All right, we'll be back. Last hour of the show coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
reeling in the refund.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
When it comes to sending last-minute Valentine's Day gifts, nobody delivers like Target Circle 360. Get the perfect surprise delivered right to their door with Target Circle 360's unlimited same-day delivery on orders over $35. Start with a dozen red roses, then choose from our delicious assortment of favorite day candy and more. Crush your Valentine's Day celebration by sending something to everyone on your list. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save!
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up downtown. We've got an accident 35 southbound at St. Mary's Camden. It is off to the right shoulder. It's still causing a delay of about 35 minutes or so. Slow from Ben Zangelman. Also downtown 35 southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez. That's road work. Got the roadway reduced to one lane. Far northeast side of town 35 southbound Fisher Road to 410. That's about a 15-minute travel time and about 20 minutes 90 eastbound 211 to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Spurs went back to action last night and fell to the Memphis Grizzlies 128-109. Wemby led the way with 25. G.G. Jackson paced the Grizzlies with 27. In the NFL, reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett is requesting a trade from Cleveland. And 2021 Offensive Player of the Year Triple Crown winner and Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp has requested a trade from the Rams. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Final hour of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We've given it our all, friends. All day long, we said, Rob and I, when we came in this morning, we said, you know what, we're going to fight for you. We're going to give you guys the best show we can give. And we've done it. We've laid it all on the line.
I was about to apologize.
We've laid it all on the line.
I've got 53 minutes to make up for you know.
Yeah. It was a bitch getting to work today. 1604 was shut down.
No, we haven't had the shutdown since before Christmas. So
I know.
It's been a minute. I had to deal with a jackknife, some kind of manure spreader.
The biggest issue is there's a light that I see every day that it will stay red forever. I'm not convinced that it ever turns green.
You are running that red light.
I run it every morning. However, I mean, I'm always safe about it. And again, I'm like one of the only ones on the road. So
Zoom through it.
I look at it like a four-way stop. I look both ways, and if there's no lights, I just go.
Okay. Do you think San Antonio should be a flashing red light town?
No. But this light
should be
at 3:30, 4 a.m. should be, yeah.
Do you think? What about the rest of the city? Is there a time when we just everything turns so we don't sit at red lights with no traffic for 5 minutes?
I think it's reasonable. Yeah,
I do too.
I mean, I think there's a time between like 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., and 4:30 a.m.
where you're sitting at a light. I think it's more dangerous to sit at these lights that really don't rotate on, go through their cycle fast enough than it is to just have the flashing lights and we'll just all stop. But I know I'm not going to be stuck there for 5 minutes wondering if I run this, knowing there's probably nobody even awake within a half a mile.
Well, what happened to me today was because the interstate or because the highway was shut down, there were cop cars sitting at this light with their lights on.
I'd have just rolled my window down and flipped them off.
Well,
donuts right there in the middle of the intersection. And
unfortunately, I think a lot of other people do this same thing that I do and just run it. So there were like 3 cars sitting there just waiting.
Who's going to do it?
And waiting.
Yeah, who's going to do it?
And waiting. And you would think if those cops are sitting there for no, I mean, they're not doing anything anyway. They're just sitting there.
Direct traffic.
Why not get out and be like, hey, you guys go on? Like, it would have made life a lot easier, but I get it. They're in their warm car and they don't want to, they don't want to get out and point. Which would have helped me out, but they didn't want to get out and point. Okay.
Well, get out and wave through traffic then. If you're going to sit there and know that light is going through 5-6 minute cycles, get your ass out, put on a white glove, and wave me through. You're here to protect and serve.
That's what I'm saying. I'd like protection and service.
Protect and serve. I think that's what's on the side of the car.
I think so too. But yeah. Give me some protection.
I'll get out and do it. I've always wanted to be a traffic cop.
That sounds like a terrible job.
Are you kidding? For about 30 minutes, you're the most powerful man in most people's lives. For just a few minutes.
And
I want the gloves and I want to do the fancy hand stuff.
There's some jobs that I'm like, I think I would like to do that once. I've always thought I'd like to be a pizza delivery guy. Like, I wouldn't like it to be like my full-time job.
Porn?
I don't want it to be my full-time job, but I like the idea of like,
want to be a plumber?
Like I could be like an Uber Eats driver.
Pizza delivery.
I used to think I could be like a long-haul trucker.
No. Yeah. I would like to, give me a bulldozer.
Ooh, that'd be a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Put me in a bulldozer or a backhoe for a day. I think that'd be a lot of fun. You wouldn't be angry at the end of the day.
I got recruited to do a job once, and I was like, I thought I was going to quit radio. Like, I went home and told my wife, you're never going to believe the conversation I had today. They wanted me to be a deputy U.S. Marshal. And I was so excited once, the guy was, pitching me on all the, you're going around and you're, basically you're like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but, licensed by the government. And I was like, what? This is badass.
But there's a problem with government work.
They don't seem to pay as much as you would think.
Man.
And I was like, so wait a minute. I would have to take a significant pay cut
and have people try to kill me
to do a job where people are going to shoot bullets at me.
Yeah.
Or I can sit around and tell fart jokes on the radio all day.
There it is.
But you know what? If you had taken that job, I bet you'd already have a cowboy hat.
Here you sit.
Oh, I for sure have a cowboy hat.
You'd already have a cowboy hat.
I would have one for sure. And they were like, you stick around long enough, you could make
you might make $90,000,
$75,000 a year working here.
And if you're lucky, no one will shoot you in the face.
If I stick with this and I'm really good at it, I can make $75K a year.
Yeah, you'll move up to fries.
And they're like, yeah.
One day.
How's that sound? And I'm like, it sounds like you're cheating me, but
not that I'm. Hey, man.
God bless those people.
God bless those that go do it. It's just not for me.
And honestly, had I not been doing a cushy air conditioning job, where I worked 3 hours a day at the time, I would have really considered it. But yeah, it was just.
Nah, I'll take the 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep working my 3-hour days. But yeah, I would have been so good at that job. Although, unless somebody ran from me, I'm not good at running after
that's the
people
problem.
anymore.
You're already going after people that are running. They've already begun the run.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to shoot? That would have been my question. Like, if a bad guy's running from me, can I shoot him in the leg?
I'm not against it.
A taser, maybe?
I'm not against it.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
Laws have changed over the last couple of
one?
weeks. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do now you couldn't before.
But also, like...
what color's the guy you're chasing?
I don't see color. As an officer of the law, I don't see color.
Just saying.
If I were an officer of the law, I wouldn't see color.
No, you have to wear the cameras.
Is your
be careful.
No, that's
wearing
cop's
a hoodie?
work. That's cop work. I would be I'm plain
These guys
clothes.
are already convicted. These guys are.
I'd be wearing a shirt like Rob's.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Blue jeans, cowboy boots,
and a big gun.
A big
and
ass
a big
gun.
iron on his hip. A big iron
With
on
some
his
Spurs
hip.
on. You have to have the Spurs.
I don't think you have
clank.
to have Spurs, but I could if
You'd
I
have to have
wanted
a
to.
I would just do it.
No, I
yeah.
can see it. You'd have the white dress shirt on, the tie, the cowboy hat, the khaki pants, the boots, the jeans.
Yeah.
And you'd
the gun that goes inside.
you'd have
here.
that special bra.
The shoulder holster
that the cops
there you
wear,
go.
the shoulder holster that has straps everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd have that.
See?
I would have been so good at that job.
Nah, you'd have hated your life.
And you have a 25 in your boot.
See,
yeah.
Dude.
And then I go, blow my pistol. Got him.
I'm telling you.
Got it. You've got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
So you'd be a regulator. You'd be a regulator. Look what happened to them.
Mount up.
Didn't they all die?
Yeah, I think they all
They
died.
all went down in flames.
Except Billy the Kid. He's still alive. Because haven't you seen Young Guns 2?
Yeah, but I went to New Mexico. I saw where he ended up taking the dirt nap. I've been there.
Yeah, but that's a fake grave.
I dug it up. It's real.
Oh. Well,
it's a family thing.
Well, if you that's why there's literally a cage over that grave now.
It's so weird, too. It's like it's in somebody's house
Yeah,
in that
people
little
are-
dirt town right there in southern New Mexico.
People are really, really keen on stealing Billy the Kid's bones.
Have you been? You've been there,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
It's such a random little thing.
It's it looks like a tiger in cage, around a grave,
rusty and dirty. Now I'll go big time on you. You go to like
No,
Jim
this
Morrison's.
This is in Florence, by the way.
Oh, no, this is Paris.
Oh.
You go to Jim Morrison's crypt in Paris. It's not nearly as guarded.
Oh,
just
no.
as a side note.
No.
When I was having my croissant.
Yeah. Remember when you visited the tomb of Gandhi?
Yeah, that one was different.
Remember when you?
I was hoping for a bigger lunch.
What?
Remember when you?
They didn't feed me very well at Gandhi's tomb.
Remember when you climbed the Andes and saw the resting site of the Dalai Lama?
The funny thing is that wasn't really that hard.
Yeah.
That was an easy day.
I mean, he did it barefoot.
I did.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Rob was like Mac Hollins,
It was just
one with the earth.
Just a little getaway.
He was one with the earth.
Yeah, me and the Dalai Lama playing a little golf.
Yes. You just called him Dolly. You guys,
he's the llama to me.
You guys were just on first name terms. Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, come on over here. Grab your 7-iron.
Can you grab my putter out of the
grab
cart,
your putter
Dolly?
out there, Dolly. Will you grab that? Grab a beer while you're at it.
Yeah. Stop that hot cart girl if you see her rolling by.
Stop kissing those little boys. We got playing a game here. Your caddy, stop a little handsy with your caddy there, Dolly.
Oh man, what a life! What a life you've led. Rob.
International jet setting.
Kellen Moore. It sounds like Kellen Moore. There's a big. Obviously, there's a big hole in the hiring carousel at this point because the New Orleans Saints don't have a head coach yet. They're the only ones who don't have one. The assumption is it's going to be Kellen Moore, but it seems like everyone's trying really, really hard not to say it out loud. And Kellen Moore is refusing to talk about it himself. He knew that was going to be the case. As we go through the media days now, they asked him about the head coaching vacancy, and of course he's like, "I understand. I'm a candidate for that job. I don't want to go into any details. I've got a lot going on here."
What? And he does. He's their coach.
I would assume.
I can't imagine.
If he's not, they're in trouble.
Now, you brought up something yesterday, and I don't know how much of a role this will play. But the Saints and this thing with the Catholic Church, the archdiocese there in New Orleans, that's ugly. That's one of those ugly, slimy, messy things that, as a player, you don't care. You might. But as the coach, you're up running around with those guys. And if you feel like they're doing something a little odd, I don't know if he's Catholic. I don't know if you're – but it's definitely Kellen Moore's job. But now that it got a little ugly, do you think he could ask for a little bit more money?
I would.
Yeah, suddenly the dollar values went up.
I'd be like, listen, man, you're going to ask me to stand in front and defend child sex?
Man.
I don't know that I want to deal with this.
Now, I don't know if there's any bleed over into this. This is something that just broke about 20 hours ago. I don't really know much more than what has been released. But I do think if I was considering going to New Orleans, this would be a circumstance that I would have to consider now.
Absolutely. It has to play a role. It is an impactful thing, no doubt. But again, there's only 32 of these jobs, and right now there's only one of these jobs. And my guess, this is the one that's available
if it ain't
to
him. Who? I mean,
exactly.
There's not a lot left.
Who's it going to be? So my assumption is that he's going to take the job. But if I were him, yeah, I'd say, hey man, you guys aren't making this easy on me, are you? This isn't an ideal situation. I hope you guys realize that. Because it's not an ideal situation for him at this point. So there are going to be weird questions asked. It's not going to be fun. But who else is going to hire him to be a head coach is the question. And right now, I don't know that there is anyone else. And I don't know. I'm not.
It'll be a good matchup. They got a good quarterback. He'll be a good OC. I mean, he's got a good OC record, so they'll move the ball.
He actually knows Derek Carr pretty well because they played against each other in college. Because Derek Carr played at Fresno, and he was at Boise, and they were in the same conference, so they played against each other. Kellen's senior year, they played against each other. So he says he knows him. He has a lot of respect for him. And listen, you can go. I'm not saying the Saints have an ideal situation from a roster standpoint, but you can do a lot worse than Derek Carr at quarterback. I'll say that.
One thing I'm not a fan of a lot of things that Mickey Loomis has done, but he has an eye for talent. New Orleans has never been short on talent.
No. And again, you have to have a quarterback in this league to have a chance. Derek Carr is not elite, but he's good enough to give you a fighting chance, and that's half the battle. And look at the Raiders since he left. I mean, it's a dump. Look at the Saints when he's not there. It's a dump.
He was holding them together. He'll never get the credit that he deserved over his career.
He's a good player. I don't know that he's much different than – he might even be better. He's certainly more accomplished than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, just not traveled.
Right.
He hadn't had to deal with some of the same stuff that Trevor's had. Trevor's had a pretty good NFL life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pretty cozy.
Yeah, Derek Carr got drafted by the Raiders.
Yeah.
That makes things hard. So, all right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke up this morning, washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water softened shower. If that's you, carry on about your day. You're doing things correctly. If you're like the rest of us, maybe you've aspired to a Connecticut and didn't think you could afford it. Maybe you'd had no idea what a Connecticut was, or maybe you don't even have a water softener. If that's y'all, listen closely. See, Connecticut's are water softeners that are designed and built in the United States. They're done in a unique way. It works. Their water softeners work on kinetic energy. What does that mean to you? You don't plug it in. There's no computer board to ever burn out. It basically only works when you turn on your faucet. That's the only time it works. It cycles through. It saves you salt. It is really designed and built for the kind of water that you have down here in South Texas. Our aquifer water coming through limestone brings up some good flavor, makes some good sweet tea and a fine light beer. But I'll tell you what, that stuff that ends up in your pipes you don't want. It ends up on your skin and in your hair. You'll see it on your dishes. You know what I'm talking about. If you're seeing that, listen closely. Right now, if you want to get a Connecticut, there's some things happening. You got great financing going on. You'll get up to $400 on your old water softener and a reverse osmosis drinking station on your sink just for taking advantage of the deal. And to prove what they're doing is exactly what you need, you don't even need to make that decision for 90 days. They'll come out in your home, put one in. You'll find out what I'm talking about 90 days from now. Guess what? You're going to get easy financing, $400 for your old water softener, up to that, and the benefit of a reverse osmosis drinking station right on your sink. I had to pay for that. You're going to get it free. So what are you doing? Call them right now. It's easy. The number 656-PURE. The website is KineticoSA.com. Sing it while you type it. Hey, if it's time to get a water softener, if you've been aspiring to the very best, now's the time. Go get yourself a Kinetico. Take care of your family and your home, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up downtown. We've got an accident 35 southbound at St. Mary's Camden. It is off to the right shoulder. It's still causing a delay of about 35 minutes or so. Slow from Ben's Engelman. Also downtown 35 southbound Martin Street to Cesar Chavez. That's road work. Got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. Far northeast side of town 35 southbound Fisher Road to 410. That's about a 15-minute travel time and about 20 minutes 90 eastbound 211 to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
I like this kind of party.
The Philadelphia Eagles face the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday at 5:30. The Chiefs, led by MVP quarterback Patrick Mahomes, aims for an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl victory, a feat never achieved in NFL history. Meanwhile, the Eagles, with a formidable defense and a dynamic offense, are ready to challenge the reigning champions. Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup, presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Sunday at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for Super Bowl 59.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, available 24/7.
At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. You will have a dedicated legal team fighting for you every step of the way. That's why we've earned more than 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Having a party for the big game? Let Smoky Mo's handle the barbecue. Go with the Big Game Rib Party Pack. 3 pounds of delicious Smoky Mo's slow smoke ribs, plus sides. Or get the Tailgate Party Pack, a buffet in a box with brisket, turkey, sausage, and sides. Add in a Baker Bar Group Pack. The chopped baked potato bar is perfect for groups. Smoky Mo's is great Texas barbecue that will make your big game party super. Order online at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com. Smoky Mo's, the pit is lit.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double chicky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on one and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Throw them bows. Drop bows on them.
That was Memphis last night. Dropping bows.
Like the people's elbow from The Rock. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. There are 2 workers in the airport at DCA who have been arrested after they leaked the video showing the collision.
Did they leak it or sell it?
I'm guessing they sold it. They've been charged with, this is Mohammed Mbingwe, who's 21, was arrested and charged with computer trespass under Virginia law. He's booked into the Arlington County Adult Detention Center and later released.
So they stole the audio.
Following further investigation, authorities also charged Jonathan Savoy, who's 45, of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, with computer trespass on February 2nd. He was released on a summons by a magistrate. Both are accused of making an unauthorized copy of the airport's authority records, though officials did not specify how the footage was obtained or distributed. But the leaked video, which aired on CNN, captured the moment that they collided.
I've seen the video.
67 fatalities, 3 soldiers and 64 civilians. We still don't have really answers on this, but it says it's unclear whether the employees sold the video to CNN or handed it over for free. I would imagine if they, I don't know, you probably get in more trouble if you sell it?
Well, the key here isn't about the selling or giving; it's how they got it.
Right.
That's what they're in trouble for.
Yeah, it's computer trespass.
Yeah, they're in trouble for the trespass, not the giving away. They could have given away their own phone footage, but evidently they stole something off of a closed-circuit television network.
Laws seem to be different in Australia than they are here.
Water spins the other way when you flush, so everything's opposite
heard
there.
That. Well, imagine, Rob, I murder you. You know what? Even better.
Then you get like a prize.
Imagine your wife murders you.
Well, that's much more likely.
But she says, hey, I don't remember this. I was asleep when this happened.
Too many edibles?
She did a sleep study. This gal's name is Ilkner Kaliskan. She's 47.
Ilky?
Ilkner. Ilkner damn near killed her.
Well, he killed him.
She's accused of stabbing her husband to death in September of 2023.
A sleep stabber?
Yes. Her husband was 50, found dead inside a car outside of Melbourne. A key issue in the case for prosecutors was whether she was suffering from a sleep disorder and therefore not acting in a conscious and voluntary state. She was due to face trial in Victorian Supreme Court in March, but prosecutors on Tuesday, today, said the case has been dropped They did a sleep study. They found out she sleepwalks and has sleep terrors. It's called parasomnia. And they said, you're free to go, ma'am.
Although she's going to have to come with a disclaimer.
I wouldn't marry her.
I mean, you're free to go, but you're going to have to wear this sign that you get a little stabby in your sleep.
Wear this shirt.
You're going to have to tell anybody that you will commingle with that I tend to stab in my sleep.
I don't like
stabby.
How's that happen?
Well, she didn't mean to.
Yeah, sure.
See, in the United States, then it would just be manslaughter. Okay. We know you didn't mean to. Still happened.
Still going to jail.
Still going to pay a price.
Yeah. And listen, we all make mistakes. But here's another mistake that was made by a coroner's office. Ellen Greenberg died 14 years ago.
Lady Greenberg.
She was found dead on the kitchen floor of her apartment. She was a 27-year-old school teacher. Her parents insisted that she'd been murdered, but the coroner ruled it a suicide. The pathologist who performed her autopsy, again, 14 years ago.
She stabbed herself in the back.
Has finally said, you know what? So I'm seeing now, considering new information in this case, I no longer believe that Ellen Greenberg killed herself. You may be surprised that she killed herself when you find out that she had 20 knife wounds. Yeah. That's not usually the way you kill yourself, is stab yourself 20 times.
So what was the extenuating circumstance that it made 16 years that this person had 20 stab wounds and nobody but one coroner thought, no, that was suicide?
You know, I think it's one of those things that I'm guessing someone above him said, hey, this is what it is. This is what you're going to say. Philadelphia city spokesperson Ava Schwemmler said while the city officials did not admit liability, the Greenberg family will receive a monetary payment, and the city medical examiner's office will re-examine the Greenberg case.
Maybe, settle the crime.
No,
let's go find an evildoer.
20 stab wounds, usually, man, I don't know. Again, I'm not a scientist. I didn't I feel like I know these coroners go through a lot of training, forensic science, which that's another job I'd like to do. I should be a forensic scientist.
Too much blood.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Isn't Philadelphia in the midst of other issues framing? I think the Philadelphia Police Department has far deeper issues than just this one. I think there's been some other things that have come over the last several years of framing certain people and not arresting others. And I think that there's going to be more stuff come out like this with them.
Yeah, it seems like one of those, but maybe I don't want to say corrupt. That sounds too
I think that's a
damning.
Good word. I think that's a good word.
But, corrupt. There's an HBO story or an HBO show called It's Florida, Man. They are seeking submissions for the second season of this show on HBO. They are looking for stories of all kinds. They should probably just listen to our show.
Well,
because
are you asking them rednecks to make up stuff?
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of,
give them a beer. It'll be good.
We're looking for all kinds of stories, epic adventures, stranger-than-fiction tales, and dramas with surprising twists and turns.
Yeah.
It's Florida, man. I got to watch this show. I didn't even know it was on HBO. But I mean, you lived in Florida. It is really a different place. I don't, there's people who, and it's mostly people who live in the Northeast who are like, it's their dream to move to Florida.
Truly. They start their work, their pension is pointed toward the home in Boca.
And I'm like, that's so crazy. The idea that people want to, I've worked my whole life to go live amongst these Floridians. That sounds like the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
For the most part, they're living next door to their neighbors who'd already moved down.
That's true, but they're still walking amongst the natives. You've got to be careful.
You're squeezing. Well, the natives just get squeezed into the hinterlands. Yeah, they'll have plenty of show stuff. They got seasons worth of stuff.
Yeah. Good news. Now, this is something that it's not going to affect us yet, but maybe one day, here in the great state of Texas, there is a new app out called Hot Tub. And it's available in Europe now. It is an aggregator that offers iPhone users a way to search and play videos from a variety of adult websites, including Pornhub, Xvideos, XNXX, and Xhamster. Now, while it's always been possible to browse the web, including these porn websites, this app allows you to basically go directly through an app. It's a native app. So you can just click on your porn app and you never have to have a browser history. Yeah.
Invented by a 14-year-old boy.
Yes.
Good job, son.
That's something a 13-year-old said, you know what?
Good job, son.
Mom caught me. I couldn't clear my history.
Ad-free, private, totally free to use. And it says it says porn without the pop-ups. Hot tub. And then underneath it says take a dip. Oh, yeah.
I'm searching
you know.
right now.
Well, not yet. Not
Am
yet.
I in that
It's
big a
only in
hurry to
Europe
get to
now.
my porn?
What?
I mean, we all.
I'm not in that big a hurry. I'm in a hurry when I'm done.
Yeah, but just use a VPN.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in that. I don't need to just like bam.
Oh, I want it to be over
you know,
as soon as possible.
You gotta build up to it.
Yeah, you have that.
You gotta figure, you know.
Anytime I'm masturbating, I'm so humiliated by the whole process.
You were in a hurry
it.
to get out of there. But
I just want it to be over, and then I want to feel ashamed of myself.
That's
and,
how most people feel when they're with you, AJ.
I know, just like the women that are with me.
Ashamed and ready for it to be over.
My wife, as soon as it's over, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I do that."
How
with
long
him.
did that go? That 2 or 3 hours?
The after whack guilt.
Yeah. Oh, just God, let it be over. I'm such a repulsive beast.
I personally have never been guilty.
Laying there with my shorts down to my ankles.
I've never felt guilty.
God, I'm so disgusting.
And you paid for that subscription.
I'm normally kind of hungry.
So disgusting.
Now you have the instant app right there. Boom.
You know,
bam, right there.
My buddy
pop up at any time.
My buddy was in town, and I've got that Magic TV box.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
And,
me too.
and that Magic TV
that
box.
Magic what? Has free porn?
He was like, "Man, this is awesome," and I was like, "Yeah, you want one? I know the guy who's got them." And I texted the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I got one for him." And he's like, "I'll set it up for him, put all the stuff on there." And he's like, "What about the adult stuff?" And I was like, "What adult stuff?" And he's like, "I call it the pervert package. It's got like all these porn movies and stuff." And I was like,
"Well, you didn't throw that in?"
I was like,
"You didn't assume I wanted the perv package?"
I was like, "You never even offered that to me. Now I tell you, my buddy wants a box, and you're like, oh, I've got this special
So
service."
is it more?
I was
for
like,
the perv package?
I asked him. He's like, "No, I just throw it in for you."
Well, then why are you even asking? I guess you would immediately take it off.
It should just be automatic with
Can you get it and then block it on the box?
It's got a password. So
he's doing it wrong.
What do you mean? You think you should charge for it?
Yes.
People don't want to pay for pornography in 2025.
Nope. Ever.
Do I have to pay for that app?
No, it's free.
Nope.
Oh,
free.
You don't have to pay for porn.
The hot tub app. No ads. No. It's all free, baby.
Well, what's in it for them?
I don't know. I'm guessing the porn companies pay them.
So you're telling me for X amount of dollars, no more, you get all the movies and all the porn you could possibly.
Rob, I'm telling you, he's like.
Well, I mean,
I already get all the TV
I don't need to drink
free.
out of a fire hose. I only need. Most people only need a little porn. I don't need a lot.
Oh yeah, I just need about 20 minutes.
I don't need a lot. I just need a little.
I made the same DVD last 4 years in the Army.
See,
trust
I'm telling
me.
you, I don't need a lot. I don't need an ocean. Just a little red Solo cup every now and again. What's that package?
Like 12 hours of browsing.
About 4 or 5 minutes.
Chasey Loves Rocco was the name of it.
Chasey Lane?
Chasey Lane and Rocco Siffredi. Oh, Chasey Lane. She was so hot in the late 90s.
Yep.
I mean, time's a cruel bitch to everybody, but I think particular to those in the adult entertainment industry.
It was nice to them, maybe.
You remember Blink-182? I think Blink-182 did a song about Chasey Lane.
She did. I think they did.
The Ballad of Chasey Lane, I believe. That was my go-to back then.
Just 20. I need about 20 minutes a day. Just give me
20 minutes a day.
That's all I need. I might bank some. Maybe Saturday might be a little fun.
Well, if you get this magic box, I'll tell them to hit you up
I
with
need 19 channels.
The pervert package.
I'd be paralyzed by too much quantity.
Do you have a box that can I? Can I get the box cheaper if you don't give me any of the channels, just the pervert package?
How much is that?
I don't need HBO or ESPN. Just give me the porn box.
Really matters.
What's the price on that? All right.
Gold.
When we come back, we will we'll take a look at what's going on out in the.
Loves Rocco.
Oh, she did. And Rocco was mean to her. She still loved him.
What?
Yeah, I mean, mean in a way that still made her seem satisfied. But it's not the way. It's not the way you treat a lady.
Safe word involved.
It's not the way you treat a lady. I'll tell you that.
That's the kind of lady I want to be.
When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the desert. Look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rise and hot! It's the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deets Tractor. Score big with Deets Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. And Texas sports fans, good news for you. Underdog is available to play in Texas. The best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game. Be like me and many others playing the Pick'em game. And with the Underdog Pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher, lower on player stats. They've got all the leagues. They've got all the stars to choose from. Create entries with all the football picks or mix and match across other sports, and Underdog is the only pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play pick'em. Download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment like you'll get with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime-forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. I was wrong. It's the Bloodhound Gang did the Ballad of Chasey Lane.
Yeah.
I wish we could play it.
Yeah. I forgot about the lyrics in there.
Yeah.
You'd have thought they'd have been clean.
Yeah. Great song, though. Great song.
No, not really.
I mean,
For its time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, it was
I love the Bloodhound Gang. It's an underappreciated band. I mean, I guess if you're into, like, potty humor and...
I don't think that's a band that's been overappreciated, I can tell you.
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let this mother effer burn. Burn, mother effer, burn.
That's almost as good as some of these other lyrics in this song, but we can't say them.
That's right. We can't say it. Or play them on the radio.
It's hard to rhyme with itty.
Yeah, it is.
Only 1 or 2 words you can use.
It is. I just wanted to ask, could I eat your...
There's only 1 or 2 things that'll rhyme with ask. So it's hard to come up.
It doesn't even really rhyme.
No, it doesn't. They don't. See, they went with the... Come on, I'm about to give myself pay a fine.
Hold on. Let me dump all of
it. What now?
No, I'm just...
What rhymes with uck? I'm having trouble with this last line.
Oh, well. Oh, the last line of the song? Did you see that?
I'm finishing up. I did read the last song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, listen, that's your homework for today, guys. Listen to the Ballad of Chasey Lane.
Or just go read it out loud in front of someone you love.
Read it as poetry,
Yes.
like a poetry slam.
Yeah.
Go to a coffee house. Dear Chasey Lane.
Give us your truth, AJ. Give us your truth.
I called to complain. You never wrote me back. How could I ever eat your...
Wait, that
when
doesn't
you
rhyme.
treat your biggest fan like
no,
that.
you have to rhyme.
You don't have... Not when it's slam poetry.
Well,
I could just say, white man is the devil.
Well, you...
Vic.
Yeah.
Vic is the shining star that points my way.
See, now you're losing your iambic pentameter.
And he points back at the devil and says, talk, devil, talk on your radio mic.
Not a haiku.
It doesn't have to be. That's what you don't understand about slam poetry.
Yeah.
But is Vic the devil for empowering the devil? The world must know.
You reckon?
I mean, there's that kind of stuff makes you think, and that's what I like about slam poetry. It really gets you thinking. Is Vic the devil for giving guys like us a platform?
If you're taking that for your need for deep thought.
Well,
when I listen to the Bloodhound Gang, lets
lyrics.
me expand my brain. I go further than I thought I could.
All right, let's get into the daily lines.
What rhymes
It's the
with
Morning
pussy?
Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob
Writing
on
poetry
94.1
here.
San Antonio Sports Star.
No changes in the Super Bowl line again. 1.5.
Thursday, it's coming. Thursday, if
48.5.
you're waiting for a move, it'll move toward KC's way. Thursday afternoon.
In the world of professional basketball, we've got some matchups tonight. The new look Dallas Mavericks. Or do we know if AD's playing tonight?
You better show up.
The Dallas Mavericks plus 2.5 at the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's telling me he's showing up.
I kind of like the Mavericks.
When we finally start looking at the long-term ramifications of this and getting past the poor Maverick fan, their team is not set up poorly. They are in a pretty good place right now.
For this season, it could be worse. Now, again, long-term, because there's no real future with AD and Kyrie, but like for this year,
I'm not going to throw them away right now, but we're still dealing with just that we can't believe this happened.
The game of the year of the day, the Boston Celtics plus 2 at Cleveland.
That's at Cleveland on top. This
That's
is a
basketball
game, baby.
match,
I
baby.
like Cleveland tonight, by the way.
Okay. How about the New York Knickerbockers minus 4 at the Raptors?
That other former Maverick single-handedly won a basketball game last night
He
against
did.
the Rockets.
The Rockets, the Rockets looked like they were cruising to a victory. And then Jalen Brunson, who Nico decided wasn't worth 4 years and $55 million.
No, it would have been a contentious summer.
Just buried the Rockets. Well, yeah, and they couldn't pay Jalen because if you pay Jalen, how are we going to pay Luka the max?
These clowns.
Whoops.
Remember Porzingis? Remember they brought Porzingis? Man,
Dummies.
you guys deserve everything you're getting, Mavericks.
Yep. Rockets 9-point favorites at Brooklyn.
I'm riding that wave. I like the Rockets.
Heading across town.
It's a big number, though.
It is a big number. The Nets are terrible. How about the Miami Heat laying 3.5 on the road in Chicago? Chicago, who we now know has a reason to lose basketball games since they don't own their pick.
What's going to happen between now and Thursday? I mean, what is Miami going to do here? With every passing second, things get more and more expensive for them.
Yeah,
and they can't go into Friday with him on their roster, can they?
If they do, they're going to eat them, or they're going to suspend him indefinitely and just
eat it up, I guess.
Although when he's suspended, do they pay him?
It depends on the language they're using. I doubt it. I think he'd be blowing. Are you kidding me? I'm ready to play.
Well, maybe do the things you're supposed to do as a teammate.
I've showed up. Just because I said I wanted to be traded doesn't mean I wasn't ready to play. They're paying him.
That means he's got to get to practice on time. He's got to get to the airport on time.
They're paying him.
Okay.
You think if he wasn't getting paid, Jimmy would be quiet about this? No, he's getting paid.
Lakers plus 8.5.
Here we go.
At the Clippers.
What a perfect first game for. I hope he suits up tonight.
He's
right?
not playing. No, he's still hurt.
Oh, that's right.
Still hurt.
So they're getting a plus on this?
Plus 8.5 to play the Clippers.
Oh, Kawhi played last week. He's taking this week off. That's
you think?
Yeah, he's probably taking the week off.
No, the Clippers are 8.5-point favorites.
Oh, I thought you were telling me the Lakers were. No, that's easy. That's an easy number.
Yeah. The Pacers minus 5.5 at the Blazers. Blazers got an overtime win last night against the Suns.
They've got they've won a couple games over the last week.
Putting up, they're a little feisty.
Ayton hit a couple shots last night, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Yeah. I don't think it'll help tonight, but,
So there you go. That's your look at the NBA in the world of collegiate basketball matchups.
Oh, this is a good games tonight.
We do have some damn good ones tonight. Marquette at St. John's. Marquette is a 3-point underdog on the road. Well, technically at a neutral, but a road neutral. They're at Madison Square Garden. St. John's they've proven me wrong several times this year because they are so good in transition defense. They turn you over and they turn it instantly into points, which is kind of what Marquette does also. But Marquette is the best team in the country at not turning the ball over. They have a point guard who doesn't give it away. I like Marquette as a dog in general. I like to bet Shaka as a dog. I'm backing Marquette tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Marquette's a very handsome woman.
What does that mean?
I mean, they're handsome. They're not good looking.
Help me. What is
Marquette's
that?
a handsome woman.
Give me an example of another.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
A handsome woman. Old Glenn Close. I'm talking about I love Marquette, but Marquette is exactly what they are. And they have to go in as a very handsome woman. They're getting a little lost. They're trying to be too pretty sometimes.
Okay.
And I think Marquette is at their very best when they are gritty and dirty and they only score about 48 to 50 points. And I think some of the offense is starting to rub off on them lately.
Okay.
I want them to turn the corner. And tonight, that St. John's game, it's a knife fight, man.
146.5 is the total.
Wow, that's a big number.
That's a big number for two elite defensive teams. Vanderbilt's at Florida. The Gators.
How big is this number?
Chomp, minus 12.5.
Could be the best team in the country right now.
Vanderbilt's not bad, though. That's a big number, man. Total's 155.5. It is in Gainesville.
I think Florida is putting their foot on the gas. This is a team that's only getting better. Top 5 in the country.
Purdue is at Iowa. Number 7, Purdue is a 6.5-point road favorite at Iowa. Don't love betting Big Ten teams on the road, but
Braden Smith.
Not a lot of reason to trust Iowa either.
I mean, you got a senior-level player, Big Ten Player of the Year, Braden Smith for Purdue. I'd trust that kind of thing on the road.
Kentucky's at Ole Miss. Ole Miss a 4.5-point favorite at home against Kentucky. I don't know what Kentucky is, quite frankly.
I don't either, but I tell you what, they practiced their ass off the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
I mean, I've seen there in the last 2 games, I saw Kentucky go to Tennessee and into one of the toughest places to play in the country and handle business. That sandwiched around a loss to Vanderbilt and a blowout loss at home to a garbage Arkansas team.
I tell you what, I can't imagine what their practice was after they lost to Coach Cal at home. Oh.
Meanwhile, Ole Miss, who's very good, has lost 4 out of 5 now.
Yeah, the bubble bop.
Including their most recent loss, a 10-point loss at home to Auburn, a game that they were in the entire time till about the last 2 or 3 minutes, and Auburn separated. Chris Beard got a late technical. He was pissed off.
Well, think about the game prior when A&M came from way down to win at the buzzer. Their soul got snatched over the last week. This is a gut check time for Ole Miss.
They lost in overtime to Mississippi State. That game to A&M was brutal. They barely hung on to beat Texas.
Trey Johnson did his best to win that one.
And then getting this Auburn loss, I don't know what to think of this. This is one of the tougher games, I think, to handicap on the board just from where these two teams are at. Oak State's at the Houston Cougars. Houston minus 21.5.
What's the over-under on this? Are we under 130?
130.5.
Oh, okay.
I played the team total under on Oklahoma State. It's kind of if Houston plays a bad team, I just bet that team is not going to score what the book says they're going to. Tonight it's 54.5 points. I don't see a world where Oklahoma State scores 55 points. No. How do you score against this team? Oklahoma is at Auburn. Auburn is a 17.5-point favorite against Boomer Sooner. Auburn at home is just a monster there in the jungle. Baylor's at Texas Tech. Texas Tech laying 7.5. Texas Tech's quietly been really good. They are up to 13th in the AP poll, 17-4, 8-2 in Big 12 play. Indiana is plus 9.5 at Wisconsin. Michigan State plus 3.5 at UCLA, and BYU 2.5-point favorites hosting Arizona. All right, that does it for our show today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll try and do better on a hump day.
Hump day!
Blitz coming your way from New Orleans, Louisiana. They'll be on at 2. 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio.